Hello. I dropped the link. Okay. Let's see. Amanda was first, then Pixie Truther, PJ Swish, then Brenda, Carol, and then I dropped the link, and then we have Savannah, Love to Love God. Savannah says, I was the first to hit the like, but it doesn't matter. Yes, it does. I love people who hit the like button. Mystery Skies. And whoops. Amy. So Karen and Yaya didn't make it yet. Carolyn. So who wants to come up and talk to me? I'll redrop that link. I don't know how they pin the link. Whoops. Okay. There you are. Hello.
Hello. Good evening.
How are you?
Hold on. All right, let's find you. Here we go. Okay, I had to get I had to get out of YouTube. I keep forgetting.
Okay. Yeah, I've been having trouble with this Chromebook that I'm using. It puts the StreamYard page on top of the YouTube page, and then when I try to click off the YouTube page, it throws me out of the StreamYard. Hello, Miss Brenda. Welcome.
Oh, thank you. I look like crap today.
Oh, that's I felt like I did too, so that's okay.
Yeah, it's bad. These allergies are just so bad. Now
Yeah.
my
Goodness.
pockets are aching, they ache, and I put Vicks on them, because that helps move it around,
Right.
But yeah, it's just and things are starting to bloom everywhere, so it just adds to it,
Right.
Oh, wow.
And it's only going to get worse too.
I know. And in
Well-
Texas, with the chemical plants, we have the refineries, which are down here on the coast.
Right.
And they let off that stuff in the air, all these different little chemicals that come off the stacks. And they open them and the smoke goes up into the air. And sometimes it smells horrible. And that gets into my nose and just adds to it, So it's like, geez, come on, people, give me a break.
Oh, I know. And here in Georgia, when the pollen falls, I mean, you have like a 1/4 inch thick pollen on everything.
Yeah, it's awful.
Horrible.
But we
Wow.
were cold the past couple days, so it wasn't too bad. But every time I'd go outside, I'd come in and start sneezing. It doesn't, it doesn't matter if it's warm or cold. It's still there. I think we have a lot of pine trees on this block, and pine seems to be my biggest hater.
Mhm.
That's what I should say. My biggest hater. It really bothers me. And so yeah, I don't know if that's what that's I thought it was Michael's cold, that's what I thought I got. And I could have got a touch of it, but then the allergies kicked in and then it just made everything worse. So
Right.
it was like double, no fevers, no nothing like that. Just constantly stuffy and runny, and I eat good, have good taste, nothing bad about that, I mean, it's just I hate blowing my nose all day. It's just crazy, How much junk can be up there, I keep saying,
Exactly.
how much can be up there,
Well,
Jeez.
I was sick one time for about 5 months, and they kept telling me I had bronchitis, and they
Right,
kept giving me antibiotics and steroids. And I'd
right,
feel better for a day or two, and then it seemed like it'd be right back. Well,
right,
finally, my doctor said, you've got to be have an allergy reaction to something that's causing all the mucus, which is then causing all the irritation.
right. All the information, right,
Right. And so she put me on 3 different allergy medicines,
right.
and I take them year round, but
Hmm.
I do not have that mucusy, stuff all the time.
Well, what'd she give you? Do you know what the name of it was?
I do a Flonase nasal spray.
Right. I
I
have that.
do I do oh wait, I can look. I can look. I was gonna say I can't remember the names, but I can look on my chart. I have it on my phone. Hold on a second.
Pixie
Okay.
Truther. Yes, I am allergic to housework too. Yeah, especially doing dishes. Yes.
Yeah, me too.
Oh, me too.
Me three.
That's why last weekend on Saturday, I didn't want to do any housework at all. And then Sunday, I had to go ahead and do it. But I took the one day off. I said that I just couldn't handle it.
Right, right. Well, we've been trying to spray for let's see, the spiders that are coming out and um the rats, the mice,
Oh,
so
yuck.
yeah, they're all this down here. It's horrible. I thought Central Falls, Rhode Island was bad. It is worse here than it was up there. Um, and they get into the wall behind my bathtub, which my landlord has sworn for 2 years he's going to remove, and he hasn't done it yet. So I finally called a pest control place a few days ago, and we got somebody coming Monday that's going to check out and look at everything. And I know I can't. I'm not paying to have the termites removed because he's got them all in the attic. I know he does because they come out my walls, but
Oh,
not my.
wow.
They come out around the doorways. They don't come out through the walls too often, but they make a hole and then they come right through. They eat their way through the wood. And it's all up in the attic. And the town of Groves, which is where I live in Texas, they say that they can have the house condemned, but then that puts me in a motel that he's going to pay for, and if he doesn't redo this, then I'm screwed as getting another place to live. I gotta wait.
Mm.
And he's in his 70s. He's an older guy, and I know he's trying. I'm not going to say he isn't, because he tries, but I just don't. I think, and he wants to sell it, but with termites, there's no way he's going to be able to sell it. There's no way,
No.
you
Nope.
know.
Okay,
And
I take it says commonly known as singular.
okay,
I
see, I
can't
take
I can't
right.
pronounce what the actual name is. And then the other one is like Zyrtex.
Okay, see, I take the citrazine and I take the Flonase,
Yeah,
and
citrazine is like the Zyrtec. That's the one.
yeah,
And then
yeah,
I
that's
do
what I take.
Flonase, and then I do the singular. I think the singular might be more to like help me breathe better than actually an allergy pill. But anyway, she added those 3 things, and I haven't had that problem since. So
Yeah, well, when I moved up here, I never thought it was going to be this bad. When I moved from up north to up here, the whole weather environment, from living in the cold, the warm, and the 4 seasons to basically just 2 seasons, winter
yeah,
and summer. And
right.
which when I lived in Florida, it never bothered me. But I'm noticing here, there's just so many things that Florida doesn't even have as far as trees and stuff like that, that I just think my body is just like, where did you take me? And let's go home. This is not working here.
Right. Well,
And
I moved from Indiana to Georgia. So it's like night and day. I mean,
right,
I didn't know what kind of
exactly.
plants I could keep alive down here,
Right, right,
and I never had allergies up north because everything died off during the winter,
right.
and like down here, some things don't even lose their leaves, they
No,
just
I
keep
hear
on
ya.
going year round.
I hear ya.
So yeah, it's totally different.
It is. And
It
then
is.
you don't realize it, and the first year I had no allergies at all. It was the second year that the allergies kicked in. And or maybe the third. I think when we moved into here is when, and I don't know if, like, because these houses here, they don't have like a basement. They're like on bricks off the ground. And I don't know if it got mold underneath there when they had Harvey and all that stuff, and if there's black mold down there or what it is. We had the raccoons in the attic. We had a possum in the attic. This was after the hurricane. We had and then we had the mice and rats. And they say everybody's got them. And I'm like, they say, well, welcome to Texas. I said, well, you know what? Let me tell you something about what you can do with these bugs in Texas, you know.
Well,
And
that's Georgia's got some bugs I never heard of.
yeah, I'm sure.
Yeah. The lizards.
Hmm.
Oh my gosh.
We get the lizards and the geckos, and we get the scorpions, and we get the tarantulas and the black widows. And so I want to spray for all of it. They have a package, it's called the basic, and it's only $36 a month. And they come out every month and they check and do what they got to do or whatever. And but I know they're not going to touch the attic because there's no way my landlord's going to approve that, and I'm not paying. I think it's 245 for them to do an extermination of the termites. I'm not doing it. There's no way. I don't have the extra money to do it. It'd be
No.
different if I had it. I mean, I wouldn't care because I'm living here. I would do it. you know I've always treated my renter homes like they were mine.
Right.
So I've always tried to anyways, and they appreciate it more than you imagine,
Right.
when you take that extra step. But some landlords, they don't even care. They're like, well, I can't do nothing, I don't have anything. And I've been telling them about the rats and the mice. They go away in the summer, they're gone, and they come back in the winter. And they
Mm-hmm.
say, it's happening in my house too, they say. And that's what he tells me. It's happening in my house. And I'm like,
Well,
you
that
don't do
ain't
nothing?
good.
I know it's everywhere. It's everywhere. It seems like everybody, my neighbor, she sprays I think it's every 2 months. And when she sprays, her cockroaches come over here.
Yeah, I was just going to
You
say
know,
I live in an apartment building and they only spray every 3 months. And
yeah,
I mean, it'll be like 2 days after they've sprayed,
you
I
stop
see a
spraying
bug.
them.
And
Yeah,
then
that's what
I
I
have
do.
to, go through the whole process. But I've kind of resigned myself to the fact that if I don't want to have bugs, then I have to be the exterminator and I have
Right,
to go ahead and, do everything I can do about it. But it's
right.
just aggravating. But those lizards, they jump in my door sometimes. Just when
Yeah,
I'm like,
yeah,
because I have a patio and I have a lot of plants on it, and they'll like be hiding in the plants. And so when I'm like opening the door and going in and out, I don't even notice them. And then all of a sudden I'll be sitting here and one will be hop off the wall or something, and I'm
yeah,
like,
yeah,
scare me to death. And I'm like, where did you come
yeah.
from? But
I've
they're
got, I've
slick.
gotten used to it. I've gotten used to it, but they are quick. The little geckos, the little tiny, not the geckos, the ones that they camouflage. Oh, I
Yeah,
can't.
yeah, yeah. The
You know the ones I'm
chameleon.
talking about?
Yeah.
No, the chameleon. No, that's not what we have here. It's not the chameleon.
It's
It's
little
the
tiny, it's tiny.
it's no. They get pretty good size, but they
Okay.
most of them, they start out small, but they'll change to blend in.
Yeah, well,
And
that's what we have here, but they stay pretty small here.
Yeah, here they
But
get.
they'll turn brown and they'll turn speckledy and they'll turn
Yeah,
bright green and yeah.
yeah. And they'll run in here, and my dog will chase them my schnauzer, if he sees them, he goes crazy, you know. And I had one that got in. One day I'm sitting here and I see it walking along the floor, and I went over and I said, you're in the wrong place. And I grabbed my dustpan, and I thought he was going to run, but he didn't. He stayed right there. And I just scooted him onto the dustpan, and I took him out on the back porch, and I let him go, And I said, I'm not going to kill you, I mean,
Right.
there's no reason,
Mm-hmm.
And but yeah, I mean, and they'll get in, and they will. You got to watch them for nesting, They like to nest in the plants, and next thing you know, you look at a pot and you'll see where it looked like it was supposed to be a maybe another plant coming up, and it's the lizard, it's the eggs laying in the pots, and they break open and they come out. The babies do. I found that on my deck last summer.
Amy, see, you got people interested in your cooking stuff. I keep telling you, you need to do a channel and do your recipes and your cooking demonstrations and all that. And also, Carol, are you in Australia? Okay. I was reading the chat, and Pixie Truther is in Australia, and they just found out they're on the same time zone and about the same temperature. So I'm wondering if they're in the same country.
It could be. It could be.
Hi, Crystal. She said yes, love. Okay, so Pixie Truther and Carol, you guys can both go out and show us Australia. Pixie Truther is going to take some videos of different places in Australia, and Mysterious Sky and I are going to fight over having her on our channels to show the videos.
I share. You can have her. I'm no bully. I do share. I do share. I just want to say, you girls keep all of those roaches and all of those critters.
Wow.
Where you at? I'd rather take a snowstorm any day.
Well, that's what I thought too.
Yeah,
But,
it is 26 here, but it's the windshield is with the windshield. It feels like 14.
Are you in Wisconsin?
Yes, I'm in Wisconsin.
Okay, in Wisconsin. Okay.
Did you hear about that 50-car?
Did you hear about that 50-car pileup in Wisconsin?
I
Which
didn't.
highway was it on, Mike?
I-39.
I-39 and 90?
No, I haven't listened to the news today.
Yeah.
So.
50 cars.
There were 50 cars involved.
Wow.
I was like, wow. That's a lot.
Because of the snow.
Yes, it is.
See, I don't miss the snow. I don't miss it at all. I was never a snow person anyway, so I've always been I would start going to the beach as soon as it started to hit 70 degrees up north. Being on Cape Cod, the beach was accessible all the time until all the tourists came down. So we would go in the early part of the season, and then we would go again after, was it Labor Day? We would go and enjoy what we could, because in the summer there were so many tourists, you couldn't enjoy the beach, But yeah, the beaches here are horrible. And it's because of the oil refineries, they they don't clean up after themselves, they just let it go, and next thing you know, and you can see the film. They've got one beach down here heading towards Galveston that's called Crystal Beach. We went there a few years back, and I could see the layer, the oil film that gets on top of water.
Right.
And it changes the color. I could see that in the water. And these people are going in there and they're swimming. And I'm like, there ain't no way that I'm putting my pinky into that water. That is disgusting. And I wouldn't. They're gross. Now the
Wow.
other side, which is on the Florida side, of course, is crystal clear, you know. But yeah, so I don't get to go to the beach, and I miss that a lot, you know. I'm a beach person, so you know.
Okay, Amanda.
I know they got lake.
Yeah, well, when I
My
lived in
grandmother lived
Indiana,
there.
I wasn't very far from Lake Michigan.
Right.
And I know it's a lake, but it's like an ocean to me because it's huge.
So big. Right. Right.
And we would go and walk along the beach and sit and watch the birds and feed the
Mhm.
birds and things like that. But I loved it.
Yeah.
And it has a lot of sandbars. So you can go out so far and then it'll be like real shallow and then you go out a little
Right.
further, but
It
you
was a
just
good
never
drop.
know,
Right.
like
Right.
where the deep part's going to be. So you have to be real careful. But
Right.
I miss being able to do that because I'm in the middle part of the real southern part of Georgia, and I have to go about 2.5 hours either way to get to beach. So
Okay. So you're not on the coast over there then.
no, I'm
Yeah.
slap dab in the middle of the state of Georgia, but down towards the bottom. I'm about 25 miles to the state line of Florida.
Okay. All right.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I'm
So
never driving through that area.
yeah, and I'm actually right off of I-75. If you ever, go down to Florida and you take I-75, you'll go right past the exit, and I'm probably maybe a half mile from the exit, maybe
Right.
less.
Right.
So I'm right there on 75.
Wow. Now, see, my sister's in South Carolina, and she's mid-state, but closer to Georgia. I cannot remember the name of the town off the top of my head. But she's like maybe 25 to 30 minutes south of Lexington and Aiken County. So she's on the Georgia side, you know.
Mm-hmm.
And she says there's one road, or her boyfriend told me there's one road they can take that'll get them through Georgia and into Florida, into Miami within, I don't know, I think he said like either 8 to 10 hours. You know, they can get a motel and stay the weekend. But my sister won't go because she's got horses and all this stuff. So she won't take that trip. But I like South Carolina. I really did like living there when I was there. And I like Florida too, you know.
Right.
I thought I was gonna like it here, but with all these animals that I mean, we had the groundhogs, which used to go into our and not it was a ground, not groundhogs. What are those damn things called?
Raccoons,
No, no,
possums,
no, the ones that go after the vegetables.
armadillos,
No,
anteaters.
they're big brown. This is up north now.
Oh,
Not beavers.
No, not beavers. They used to come in, and my uncles would sit on my grandmother's garage.
Woodchuck.
Woodchucks. That's what they were.
woodchucks. Okay.
Oh my god! And my uncles would sit on the garage because my grandmother had a huge garden, and every year there'd be one or two woodchucks that would pick her garden, you know. And I used to get mad because they would kill them. I'd say, just trap them, take them somewhere else. You know, don't kill them. You know, they're just trying to survive. But they would do it every year, you know, because my grandmother would get mad because they'd go after her strawberries, her corn, her potatoes. Not so much potatoes because they're underground. The tomatoes, you know. And she used to have a little stand that she sold it all at the end of the driveway. So, you know, she wanted everything fresh picked, clean, not bitten by anything, you know. And yeah, I mean, up north is a lot different than here, you know. It's a big difference.
It is,
Oh,
especially when you go from having 4 seasons to having two,
right,
or really not even two. I say we have a little piece of fall, a little piece of winter, and a little piece of spring, and then the rest is all summer.
right,
So
right.
it's real. It never really gets that cold, but it also gets extremely hot in the summer.
Yeah, yeah. I can take the heat though. The heat doesn't bother me. We get 110 to 109, sometimes 115 in the shade, you know. So I can take the heat. It's the humidity deals with my lungs just a little bit, but not like it does here. Here is worse because of the chemicals. If I didn't have the chemicals, I don't think it would affect me as much as it has. Because I can't remember what they said that was in there, but it's a lot of. But they say it's below the health line where it's not going to cause any health issues to people. But I just don't believe it because I know I see people all the time coughing and struggling when they go out there, and that pollution level is up, and you've got a temperature that's say 80, but with the let's go higher. Let's say it's 90, but with the heat index, we're talking 102, 103, 104. You're not going to tell me those temperatures don't bother people that have any issues because it has to, you know?
Oh yeah.
It has to because it's not
Yeah.
clean air. I mean, you can go out there and I can smell it. On certain days, I walk up that back door, I can smell. And I think I'm like a mile maybe from, there's one behind us. Um, Yeah, it's behind us, and it's about a mile, maybe a mile and a half to that oil rig. And I can hear that thing go off, like when it lets off the steam during the night, you know, or if it's a bad storm, how it reacts, the noise it makes. I can hear it, and I know that they're shutting down by the way the noise that it makes. And I
Mm-hmm.
can tell when they put it back on and when they stop burning steam. And it's because it's so close, you can hear it. So if I can hear it, then I'm going to be able to ingest it into my lungs.
Right.
So, you know, and so I don't believe their stories. There's so many cancer patients out here, you know, and I believe it's from long exposure to these things in this area, you know.
Right. It's anything that's in our environment has got to affect us
Oh
somehow,
yeah, it
some
has
way or
to.
another. Yeah, I have a question about that too. Cooking donkey.
What kind of
What?
donkey?
Yeah, Carol says she was peeling some vegetables to go with her dog's dinner. And then she said, Amy asked her what she was cooking, and she said, I'm cooking donkey and I cook vegetables to go with it.
That's really
Ugh.
bad.
I hope it ain't a real donkey.
I don't know.
I don't know either.
I've never heard of that.
Me neither. Yes, donkey. My husband is
He's a
a
professional
professional harvester.
harvester. Wow.
Oh
Hmm.
no. Oh
Okay.
no.
Well, she said she lives out in the middle of nowhere in the bush, so they must
Right.
Oh
be
no.
raising donkeys. Hmm.
Well, I mean,
I don't understand what. So she's making her dog food that way, then, right?
Right. Right.
it's
Right.
just
Okay.
for the
Yeah.
dog food.
Yeah. Yeah. Amy said, "Oh well, I guess it's no different than us doing cows and pigs, but
Well,
uh,
if you never heard of it before, it's kind of like, oh, really? Wow. I
oh
can't
wow."
believe, you know.
Yeah.
Carol
Well.
says we have wild donkeys everywhere here, and he shoots roos for a living. So I guess kangaroos. Wow.
Right. Right.
Oh, okay. Okay. That's what you call them. The kangaroos, you call them donkey? Or is that a donkey?
I think it's
A
a donkey
jackass.
donkey.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's a donkey.
I'm sorry, Savannah. She said now I can't eat.
Sorry,
I know
Savannah.
my stomach made a flip after that.
Yeah. Well, you know, like here, they use when they cook up when they kill the horses, they make dog food out of the horse meat. You know, we don't know it because they don't tell us, but they do it, you know,
Yeah.
and we just don't hear about it, you know.
Right.
And so I can understand where for animals, I mean, I would rather be able to cook it here, you know, and feed my animals that way than go out and buy a 15, 20-pound bag of dog food and look at all the chemicals that's in it and say they don't need it, you know. And but a lot of people here cook their chickens for their dog food. But I know they do horses too. You can buy horse meat and do it that way. But no, I can't do that. I can't. If I know it's something like that, I couldn't give it to my animals to eat. Or they give it to them raw. You know how there's a raw diet for animals where they just give them the raw meat, especially for the big dogs, you know.
Yeah.
I couldn't do that. I would be grossed out
Well,
totally.
just like on the shows where they're feeding like the big cats, the big wild cats and stuff,
Right.
you know, and it's like they just get whatever kind of big pieces of meat they can get or whatever. It's like, oh, but
Exactly.
yeah, I'm writing down this Crystal's link. I'm going to make a banner to put so I can run sometimes on the bottom of the screen. I thought I could copy it, but that didn't work. So I'll just have to write it down and type it in. Hopefully I'll get it to work. I'm not real good with these links. That's why my Nightbot doesn't work right, because I don't have his links in there right.
Right.
I've had to learn all this stuff. I don't know anything.
Sorry about that.
I don't know anything about really computers or any kind of programs.
Right. So Pixie says she feeds her dog kangaroo.
Yeah, that's what Carol was saying. Most of the people feed kangaroo here. A lot of people eat kangaroo, but I don't like it.
No, I can't eat lamb. I tell you, I can't. Even veal. No, that's a little lamb. I can't eat it. You know, just like the deer, it's so hard. And I know they're raised for it. People make money off of it.
Yeah.
It's hard for me. I'm sure the doggies love it. Oh, I'm sure they do, Wilson.
Excuse me.
Well, kangaroos can be pretty mean. I mean, I watched a video one time of a guy that he was out in his backyard and he was looking for his dog, and he heard the dog like whining, and he goes back there, and the kangaroo had the dog by the neck and was flipping him back and forth to try to break his neck. So the guy went out there and stood up to the cat, and it was a big kangaroo, and he punched him square in the face between his eyes. And I think he saw double because he just stood there. I don't think he expected it, you know. And the guy grabbed the dog and took off in the house, you know. But yeah, I mean, they can be mean.
Yeah.
Any
Wow.
wild animal can be, you know.
Well,
Savannah said,
the only wild animals, not wild. Yeah, you can eat them from the wild too. It's rabbits. Um, I didn't know anything about turkeys.
Right.
I didn't eat. There are so many things in Louisiana you can eat, like crawfish, gator, turtle.
Right. Right.
I have tried all of that, but I can't. I wasn't introduced to it till I moved to the States, till I moved to Louisiana.
Right. Yeah, they have a lot of that crawfish. To me, they look like baby lobsters,
Yep.
and I'm not pulling the head off of anything and sucking its brain out. I'm sorry. I'm not doing it. No. Now I'll eat crab. I love crab, but I won't eat crawfish. No. Mm-mm.
I don't suck the head, but I eat the meat. That's
Yeah.
pretty good.
Do you know what smelt is?
Smelt.
Melt.
It's SMELT. It's a fish.
Yeah.
I've heard of it, but I don't think I've ever eaten it.
Well, it's
Yeah.
it's a little bigger than a minnow,
Okay.
but it's a small, little fish like that. And they would fish for them with nets off of Lake Michigan, like off of the pier or the bridge or whatever.
Right.
And you cook it whole,
Right.
eat it whole. You eat the head and everything.
Right. Right.
It's really weird, but they're
Oh.
actually not bad. But the first time I was going to have one and I saw how they were getting them ready and everything, I was like, oh no, I can't do that. But they're not bad. If you like fish, they're pretty good.
Yeah, I do eat fish, but I don't think I ever seen them, prepared
No, me
that
either.
way. So I don't know how I would react to it.
I like.
Yeah.
I like
Oysters, they have to be fried.
No, I don't like oysters.
Shrimp, I eat them. Crabs, I
No.
eat them. Seafood,
Yep.
yeah, any kind of seafood, pretty
Oysters?
much.
No.
Oysters have to be fried for me.
Now
I
up
love
north,
oyster po' boys.
they had scallops, and they had fried clams, and then they had mussels, which is basically out of a conch shell, that stuff. And I like my haddock, and I cannot find it anywhere in Texas. They've never heard of it. They say, what? I said, haddock. They say, what's that? I'm like, it's a fish. No, we don't have any of that down here, It's like, oh,
Okay.
wonderful, and to order it and have it shipped, it costs quite a bit, with the frozen truck and everything.
Right.
But, I mean, you can't get it anywhere, it's crazy. I grew up around fishermen, Carol. My grandfathers, my uncles, they were all fishermen and hunters. So, and I know a lot of people feel anything that would eat something from the bottom of the ocean they wouldn't eat. And I can't blame them, because I feel that way about a lot of different things, But I won't eat lobster. They just, I don't know.
Hello,
like-
Karen.
Hi, Karen.
How are you?
I was trying to look at that. She sent me the link for Crystal's Cash App for her from her fire, and I was trying to figure out how to get it. I didn't realize that she put it in a separate thing for Discord. I'm like, I'm not good at Discord either. I'm like, where the heck? I see the little one up there knowing I have a message somewhere, but then I have to like look all around trying to find out where it is. But I found it.
You crave prawns? What are prawns? Is that
Big
like a
shrimp.
trunk? Oh, baby shrimp?
No,
Oh,
big.
okay. Big
Like
shrimp?
big jumbo shrimp. Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, they're
Okay.
like
I'd like to see them.
probably they're probably like the size of a small banana.
Oh, wow. Really?
Yeah,
Oh,
and
they got that big.
yeah, they're huge. Do you ever
Yeah.
watch any of the real fancy cooking shows
Yep.
and they say they're doing prawns? That's what it is. It's like a really big shrimp.
I probably would
Oh.
change the channel because I don't like shrimp.
You don't like shrimp?
No.
Really?
Yeah, I know I don't.
Hmm.
My mother said I used to eat them when I was little, and then one day I just said I don't like those anymore, and I never ate them again. I don't know what happened, but she said I used to eat scallops all the time too, and I won't touch them. I'll fry them, I'll cook them, but I won't eat them.
Oh.
Hmm. Well, I pretty much like any kind of seafood, any kind of
I
fish.
can eat almost any seafood except
Yeah.
squid.
Now I do like catfish. I like fried catfish.
Oh yeah,
Not
fried
bad.
catfish.
Orange Ruffy is
so
probably
good.
really good. Yes, I seen that guy was on. I read that. Yeah.
HEB says you can order it. It says online they get haddock at HEB.
Yep.
Really?
Yep.
I wonder if I'd have to go to the big HEB because we
Then I
got.
No,
just
they
got
do it
sounds
on
pretty good.
automatic. They'll do it on automatic delivery.
Really?
Uh-huh.
I'll have to check into that.
Savannah said the
You
prawn.
don't have a shop right around?
Mm-mm.
No,
I
we don't
don't.
have
Big as a steak. Wow.
Yeah, so the size of a small banana is pretty good size-wise. Description of them. I mean, they're as big as your. I mean, they're like as long as your hand. Probably about maybe half as wide as your hand and as long as your hand.
Uh-huh.
Okay.
Wow.
I like lobster, Amy, but I prefer crab legs. I think the crab
Crab
is
legs are my
more
favorite.
tender.
Yummy.
Yeah, crab legs. Mm-hmm.
More than 4 bites.
Down.
Wow.
HEB has it fresh, it says.
See.
Really?
That's
In Texas, right? You're saying?
What?
Maybe it's Amy. She said HEB.
Amy's in
has-
Texas, yeah.
Yeah. So she has an HEB by her that has it fresh. Yeah, she's in Dallas.
You're talking
Whoa.
about HTV. I was thinking. I'm talking about the Home Shopping Network.
No, HEB. HEB.
Oh,
is-
I'm sorry. I
It's-
was thinking
yeah.
of something else.
It's like a grocery store, popular.
Oh, okay.
You know, but they have a small one by me, and I've never found haddock there. But I'll have to check out the big one.
You go to Amazon. They have it on Amazon too.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And I got a text message today from my friend that I went and spent the weekend in Florida with her for my birthday.
Uh-huh.
And she knows that Red Lobster is my favorite restaurant. So she said, I don't know about you, but I'm craving some good Red Lobster this week or next, the next week coming. So she might be coming up here and taking me to Red Lobster. That would be so nice.
Oh yeah, that would be great.
Oh, yeah.
Y'all making me hungry.
You have no seafood restaurants in your area, Brenda?
Oh, Brenda?
We do, but they don't sell haddock. It's the oddest thing I have ever seen. I've gone to when I first got here, my daughter's fiance took me to about 4 different fish markets, seafood places, and none of them carry haddock. They said we don't carry that down here because we can't catch it up here.
Wow.
Yeah, but they'll deliver it. Like what they do is a lot of places don't. What they do is they deliver it in dry ice. That's what I don't
Right.
understand.
Yeah, well, I can order it from up north and have it delivered,
Yeah.
because I've done it with linguiça and chorizo and all the Portuguese stuff. But we haven't tried doing it with the big 10 because we used to buy it from it was a 10-pound box of frozen. They were frozen, and
Yeah, most of them, a lot of them will do it the frozen, but it's just as they get it fresh.
oh yeah.
Whoop.
But I don't know what it would charge to get it shipped, and so I just keep looking, hoping that someday I'll come across it,
Oh, wow. $200 a bushel.
Yeah, see, I can't do the blue crab. I don't know how you get into all that. Now with the crab leg, I know how to crack those to get to the meat, but those blue crabs, I just don't seem to get much meat out of them.
Blue crab is $200 a bushel.
A
Really,
bushel.
Savannah? Wow.
Oh, Amy said everyone can just come over tomorrow and we can do a fish fry in her garage. Those of you in Texas, you could leave tonight and probably be there. It's probably too late for me to drive there from Georgia.
A bushel is like
And why are you backstage? I don't know. Did you fall down?
No, you put me back there.
I did.
Yes.
My God. Okay. I didn't mean to.
That's okay. I'm like, why am I sitting backstage?
My crazy mouse must have clicked on you. Yes, Rick, one ball. We're talking about a fish fry in Texas.
It's hard to get fresh haddock at certain times of the year, so you'll get frozen.
Right.
Yeah.
HEB Wildcat.
Could Rick One Ball come on our panel now? Will his wife let him, or is he
Oh,
in bed again?
Yeah. Are you in bed? Are you?
Oh my
That was so
God.
funny. I'm in bed. I don't want to be too loud. I'm thinking, what are you doing talking to us? That's funny.
Mike just looked it up from HEB. It's $6,
$15.42.
$15.42 a pound.
Yeah, well, everything's up.
Oh my
Yeah.
goodness.
Look at a dozen eggs. Some people are paying $14-15
I know,
a dozen
I know.
eggs.
Well, what it is because it's coming from, I think a lot of it is it's coming from the north to up here. So, it's just like when we lived on the Cape, anything that came over the Bourne Bridge, we got extra taxed on because it had to come across the bridge.
Yeah.
And there's no toll on that bridge, but the prices go up because you're living in that little tourist island,
100% substantially harvested in New England.
Oh, Rick Ball said let's go. He's ready. I guess you can drop him the link.
Okay. I will do it.
Cooking instructions.
Hold on, I gotta blow the snezzola here.
Okay. If Rick's coming to the fish fry, he will need to bring his fridge for music and dance party. Okay.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, you should have told me sooner. I can't get to Texas that quick.
No, he lives in California.
No, I'm talking about Amy.
Oh.
Going to the fish fry. She didn't give me enough notice.
Oh.
Well, heck.
Rick would probably be the only one that would get me out to California if I ever decided to go. I'm deathly afraid.
Yeah.
California and spiders and snakes.
Oh, yeah, you can keep all of them spiders and snakes.
Oh, you have
Oof.
no idea. Mm-mm.
She says we can do it every weekend. Okay, well, that's an awful lot of gas now.
Yeah, I can really afford to fly back and forth. Amy, you paying my airfare?
Me too, Pixie. Now I want seafood.
Yeah, really. Oh, God.
Okay. Well, come on, Rick. We're going to make room for you up here.
Oh, that's what I used to say to him. I said, I know why he was called Rick One Ball is because his girlfriend had the other ball in a purse. So now he should be called Rick Two Ball.
Yeah.
That's right. He should be called Rick Two Ball now.
Well, how many can you have up here?
I think I can only have 6 on the free plan, but when I get the paid plan, I can do 10.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, Mrs. T, I see you, but Savannah said she can't see you, chat. I don't know what's going on.
I can see her.
I mean, I don't know your personal finances, but you could probably put it on a credit card and have it just renew every month, no?
I'm going to put it on my debit card, but I want to have it come out when I get my check.
Oh, okay.
Because I like to have all my bills come out at the first of the month so that I don't have to be like wondering, do I have any more bills to pay this month? I want to know all my bills are paid, and then whatever I have left, I can spend. You know?
Okay, I see what you're saying.
Yeah. So
it.
I messed up with my membership to Iris. It comes out like on the 19th. And I want to get a membership on Purples, so I'm trying to time that to get it to come out at the right time. So, but yeah, I'm going to do that as soon. I talked to my daughter today, and she's like, I thought she would think it would be foolish to be spending money just to talk to people. But she was like, well, you don't really do anything for entertainment. So, that would be all right, I guess. And I'm like, yeah, I think it'd be a good idea.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
but,
I don't know what purpose. I think it comes out at a certain time of the month. I don't know if there's a set date. I think it just comes out automatically.
Well, and that's what I was wondering too, because I don't remember when I signed up for Irises to get it to come out when it does. So, but it doesn't matter. I'm going to sign up, for it.
Yeah.
Okay, Miss T, are you trying to come up on panel? Is that what you're talking about?
I don't know. She was saying that she couldn't. It wasn't letting her type in the YouTube. But I see.
She's checking to see if she has anyone blocked. She said.
And how do you do that? Because I
don't know.
think I have Cinnamon Hot blocked because I could not see her today at all.
Mm-hmm.
Well, sometimes it comes up on my phone like and I accidentally hit it when I don't mean to be blocking somebody. But you know how you can personally block them, but I don't know. Yeah, I don't know how to unblock them.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, YouTube.
All right.
Carol, you made jewelry. I didn't know Carol made jewelry.
Yep.
Oh.
You have to go into your Google account. Okay, well, one more thing I have to learn how to do. Thank you, Amy.
Have fun, Carol.
Yeah, there's a couple of things I still have to learn. So.
Where? There he is.
There's who?
Rick. There he is. Hi.
I don't see him.
He's coming. Hold on.
You got to change your name, Rick. Remember that? I said you're Rick One Ball because somebody had your other ball in the purse. Remember?
Oh, so I got two now. I'm good.
Yeah. So you should be Rick Two Ball. Rick Two Ball now.
I had to get on after Karen. After you said what you said, Karen, I said, let me get on there. I don't need no permission. I'm the man.
You're the man. Is that your son in the background? Let me see.
Yeah.
Let's see how big he got.
Oh.
Hey, little man.
Hello.
He's so good. Oh my God, he's getting bigger. What is he? How old is he now?
He's still 2.
He's still 2. Okay. Because I remember when you had his birthday party.
Yeah.
You showed us on live. Yep. Yeah, we sang happy birthday to him.
That was so much fun. I appreciate you guys so much. It's nice to see you guys' beautiful faces again. I hadn't seen anybody for a while.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. I still have to watch your wedding, but congratulations. I remember when you announced it.
Oh, thank you so much. Yeah. I've been a player for a long time,
Yeah, I know you were a player. I know. You tried flirting with me too, you little son of a bitch. Could you do me a favor? I don't know. Is your wife home right now?
Yeah, she's upstairs.
Oh, okay. Could you show us your backyard? What I was trying to tell everybody about how beautiful it is.
Okay. Yeah. It's dark though. It's nighttime out here. Yeah, I only got a little porch. Like you wouldn't be able to really.
Yeah, they wouldn't get the beauty of it. Yeah,
you wouldn't get it. Yeah,
just make a little video of it, and then next time you come on, you can show us.
Yeah, okay. It is stunning. It is.
I appreciate it. I do remember when I was on Karen and Wise and you guys was like, "Where are you at?" I was like,
"We go to ballpark,
in the backyard right now."
Yeah, and everybody, because we thought you were at a ballpark or something, remember? Mm-hmm. And he's like, "No, this is my backyard." We were like, "It is gorgeous." It was.
Appreciate that. And Karen, you guys in New York, I went out there to visit. It was cool out there, but I couldn't live out there.
Yeah. Oh, Rick, it has changed so much. It's not like it used to be. Really? It has changed so much in the last 6 years. It's trashed. Mm-hmm. It's trash. Mm-hmm. I hope it brings it back to the way it used to be. I mean, it's still a beautiful city.
Oh, it's still beautiful. Yeah.
Yeah, but the crime is just disgraceful. It really is. The crime is just disgraceful.
And tell me, have you guys had similar things happen to you? I got on that New York subway, right? Getting on the subway, and I'm cool each time I see a platform. Like, so as we under the ground going to the next stop, I'm cool as long as I can see some lights and a platform. Man, we was underground for so long. I seen no platform. We just in a dark tunnel. I almost passed out.
Really?
Yeah, I don't like that. I don't like it at all.
Oh, no. Well, I guess it's all in what you grew up with, you know.
Yeah.
It's what you know. I mean, I haven't lived in this. I never lived in New York City itself. I worked in New York City. I lived in the suburb, but yeah. But it's just a shame of it's just a no cash bail now. You know, you get caught doing shit, and you know you're released in an hour and no cash, and you don't show up. It's no big deal. It's pitiful what they've done.
Oh wow.
Yeah, I mean, there's guys that the cops have gotten beat up, and they go and they process them and they release them.
Is it just overpopulation then, huh?
No, it's the DA, it's the mayor, it's the governor.
Wow.
You know, it's sad. It's sad because, I mean, years and years ago, back in the 70s and 80s, Times Square was all drugs and prostitution. And then Giuliani came in, and it changed it, and it was beautiful. They changed it. I mean, absolutely beautiful. Then de Blasio stepped in and turned to shit.
Turned to shit, huh?
Turned to shit.
Now we got to do something about getting living my best life at 60 nickname.
Okay.
Because when I'm in the chat, I'll be wanting to text you back, and I'm like, I am not putting living my best life at 60, eating pizza, drinking Kool-Aid. I'm not putting all in the chat. Come on now.
Well, actually, somebody gave me a nickname to use. And so I had announced I was going to use that nickname, and somebody sent me a message and told me not to use that name because there's somebody else on YouTube that uses that name, and they're into some drama. And I don't try to get in drama. And so they thought I might be confused as this other person by that nickname. So the person who gave me that name, if she's in here still, love to love God, is supposed to be up and find a new nickname. But you can just do the initials, you know.
I'm just messing around.
Or whatever. Well, I know it's long, but first it was just living my best life, and then I turned 60, so I added the at 60 on there. So.
Hey, adding 60 on there is important. That's a celebration. It's a big deal.
I'll tell you, I didn't think I'm not going to say I didn't think I'd make it to 60, but I didn't think I would be living the life I'm living at 60. I'll put it that way. Yeah.
Well, you can name it Life at 60.
Yeah.
I don't know. I mean, and it's evolved anyway already once, and it's only been in existence for a month or
your son is exhausted. Right. Your poor son is rubbing his eyes. He wants to go to sleep.
Oh, he's tired, baby.
You got your hands in your nose?
Yeah.
What's going on? What's going on?
Oh, leave him alone. No, he was just rubbing his eyes. Look at him.
Oh, he says,
Look at that face.
He's smiling.
He is. He's not counting.
What's going on?
Yeah. Are you going back to Disneyland?
Oh yeah, we probably gonna go there about probably March or April. We always go to Disneyland.
Okay, well, you're taking me on another roller coaster ride.
Oh, yeah. Let's do it.
I know, and I was yelling, going, wee.
Okay, I got two things to say. First, I have a 17-month-old granddaughter. Yeah, and she's adorable, and we might have to get them set up together. You know, I don't really believe in prearranged marriages, but you know, that's the first thing. The second thing is now love to love God, is saying, how about Bessie? Okay, the only reason I can't do Bessie is it reminds me of Bessie the cow, and I'm already big enough. So that wouldn't be my best choice, I don't think.
Did you have a nickname? Did you have a nickname growing up, or was there a nickname you had?
Well, y'all know what my real name is, right?
No.
Some of you weren't here when I said it. Okay. My first name is Echo, Echo. Okay.
Oh, that's unique.
Yeah, that is unique.
It is. And when I first came on YouTube, I started a channel with a friend of mine, and she and I didn't know anything, and we didn't know we weren't supposed to use our real names. So we used our real names on that channel. And then we found out we weren't supposed to. So when I started this channel by myself, I decided not to use my first name or my name. But so when I said, okay, my name is Echo, I guess you can call me Echo. Well, they didn't like that. They said, no, they wanted to find a nickname. So that's the dilemma. Should I go by Echo? Should I get a nickname? What should I go by? Because I said, I'll answer to anything. It doesn't matter to me.
I use my first real name.
Well, you don't have a channel.
Well, I mean, I didn't see the problem with it. I mean, I think if you probably were to search in the state of Georgia for people with the first name Echo, you probably would find me right away. So it's not like it,
I would agree.
I
also would say, just by saying like Echo, it kind of sounds like a nickname,
Yeah.
Well, and whenever somebody is having an echo on the panel or they type in the chat, Echo, I'm like, yeah. I'm like, it's like, to me, it's like they're talking about me or whatever. And then I have to realize that nobody knows your name is Echo. They're not talking to you, So,
I mean, if people really want to look you up and they want to find you, they're going to find you.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I don't give a shit what name you put down.
You'll be surprised how much people that found me just in my inbox, Facebook, anything, Instagram, whatever. They find
They're going to find you.
Yeah.
Well, and even like when I started my Facebook, I used my married name, and then I've reconnected like with the people I went to elementary school with and high school with, and so now I like have to put, like this is my maiden name and this is my married name. I have to put them both on there, so that they'll know it's me, even though that like they all say, well, I don't think there's another Echo, so we're assuming it's you, when I correspond with them or whatever, but. But I don't know. It doesn't matter to me, and I don't have anything to hide. So if anybody wants to come look me up, they can look me up. It doesn't really matter, I mean, I think I put everything in my bio. I'm 60. I'm single. I have a daughter. I have a granddaughter. It's about all there is to my life. So.
Yeah.
But I always say, if somebody wants to find you on this internet, they're gonna find you.
Oh,
There's so many ways. So it's so ridiculous.
Yeah.
There's so many hackers out there today.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Some of it's beneficial when it comes down to finding a partner. You want to make sure they're not an ex-bank robber.
Well, and the lady I have the other channel with, we met in somebody's chat room, and we just from us chatting, we were like, oh, we have a lot in, our views were a lot in common and things. And so then we started doing some video calls and stuff, and I was like, yeah, she wanted to start a craft channel. But she said, I know nothing about doing a channel or anything. And I said, well, I don't know anything about it either, but I have lots of free time. So, I'm sure we could figure it out. So we figured out how to get online and set up our account and all that. And then I figured out how to make some videos, and we just, we were just having fun, but we really only had our family and friends that would watch us.
Yeah. That's how starting off.
I have
starting off.
I have my granddaughter during the day, during the week, and then she has her two older grandchildren are there in the evenings and on the weekend. So now our problem is trying to find time where we can both get together to do a live where I don't have the baby and her grandkids aren't there needing something, So that's why I kind of said, well, I'm going to start a channel on my own, where I can just go live when I can go live by myself.
Yeah, that's the best way to. I mean, other ways it's still cool too, but I just think that as far as like when you take it seriously, some people, they're not going to take it seriously as you might be, Well,
and like she just had back surgery Tuesday, so she's been having some health issues, and I still try to put some videos out on there, and she's tried to put some, as she can, but she really wants to do crafts, and I kind of convinced her we needed to do a more broader thing of just supporting women and just, different women type topics and things. But we have like 180 something subscribers, but we can't hardly get anybody to come to the live.
Really?
It's like, I don't know if we're not doing it at the right times or what it is.
It's just that, some people you'll find that they'll come subscribe to you just because they want to support and everything like that. Doesn't mean they're actually going to watch.
Right.
When they don't watch, then YouTube takes them off the recommended page, and it's like they don't even exist. You don't even exist to them. So sometimes they might want to watch, but unless they think about going to your channel and looking you up at, simultaneously at the same time that you're going live, they won't know because you're not. You got to constantly be watching somebody. You know how you got your shows that you watch every day?
Right.
Yeah, that's the same thing with YouTube. If you're watching somebody every day, I don't care if you're not subscribed to them or not. If you're not subscribed, it's going to keep up on your feed every time.
Yeah, right. And it's like now with the subscribers I have now, a lot of them come from Purple's channel. Mm-hmm. Because I watch Purple a lot, and then she lets me drop my link, and then she'll come over here when I'm on or whatever. Mm-hmm. But I have picked up some that aren't from that community as well, but I just like being able to talk to people. So it's kind of like, I don't care who comes and wants to talk as long as somebody does. Even if there's one person, I would still sit here and have a conversation with that one person. I wouldn't care, that nobody was watching us or whatever. So.
That's good.
Well, what you can do is set days that you're going to do a live and put it out a couple of days before, and then people get the notification.
Right, and that's what I'm going to try. What I want to try to do too, like with the grieving support group, I want to have that be at a certain time on a certain day. Yeah, because that's only going to be a small amount of people are going to want to come to that. Mm-hmm. And I was thinking about that too. I was saying I should do subscriber mode only, but I think I can do a private live where they can come to the live, because I'm going to be cautious of some people might not want to tell their story to everybody, but they might, if there was only, a handful of us, they might be more likely to open up and share their story, and that would help more. So I'm trying to figure something like that out. And of course, if there's only, 5 people in the group, we're going to come to a consensus of when is the best time for those 5 people, together on a weekly basis or whatever. But then
what you can do is you open up your live, you get them up on panel, shut your live down, and then you're in back chat.
Right. Mm-hmm. And then too, I don't want to be live whenever Purple is live. Mm-hmm. And then Amanda's been going live like after Purple, which is fine because I should be in bed at that time because I get up early to get my granddaughter. Mm-hmm. So I can do them like late afternoon, early evening, or I can do them anytime on the weekends. And I noticed a lot of people don't go live on the weekends.
No, people don't be going live like that. Usually when you go through your subscriptions, I rarely find people live.
Right. So that's why I said, between Friday night, Saturday, and Sunday, I can go live, a lot more than I can do during the week. Mm-hmm. So, because my granddaughter, oh my gosh, she thinks she's on TV. If I'm trying to hold her and I'm on live, she wants to talk to the people that she sees, and she thinks that she'll like be trying to get in the camera and all that. And
okay, little movie star. You might get.
Yeah, and she wants my phone. I can't hardly even take a phone call anymore. I have to just put the earbuds in and let her play with the phone while I'm trying to talk. Because she'll, just take it and hang up on the person. And it's bad. And I always tell people, if you get hung up on, just, call me back, because that was my granddaughter that grabbed the phone and ran with it. And my daughter's a school teacher, and she took her phone and called the principal like at 10 o'clock at night. And then just laughed. All he could hear was giggling.
Oh my God.
And so the next day on the morning announcements, my daughter didn't even realize she had done it. And he's saying on the morning announcements, whoever's child called me last night at 10 o'clock and giggled, thank you. And then so my daughter was like, not my kid. She was in bed asleep, So she looks at her phone history, and sure enough,
it was hers.
It was her. Yeah.
That's crazy. Now that's crazy.
Thank God it wasn't 3 o'clock in the morning.
I know. Hi, Peaches. I didn't even notice you come in, sweet girl. Thank
she's
you.
going to bed. Yeah.
Okay.
Oh God.
Good
She's
night.
been going to bed early, Peaches. Oh,
So
yeah.
that's my other issue, trying to figure out when is going to be the, the most convenient times for me and people will be able to come and watch. And then too, now we're getting people who are in Australia and the UK and all that, and the time zones are so different for that with them.
Lay down.
That I don't know, if I'll hit it right or not.
Mm-hmm. I mean, I just think just getting out there, it ain't got to be perfect. And as long as you just keep being consistent, that's all that really matters. People will start gravitating towards the channel.
I'm having fun, and I don't really care if I ever am monetized. So I'm not, I don't want it to grow so big that I don't have a relationship with people,
Mm-hmm.
But on the other hand, I don't want it to be where I'm sitting here saying, well, gee, anybody out there want to come and talk to me?
Right. I mean, I'm pretty sure you wouldn't hate it if you start getting a little cash from it.
Well, right now I'm on disability, and I couldn't make very much cash from it. But whenever my disability rolls into retirement, which I don't know if that's going to be when I'm 62 or 65 or 80. I don't know how it'll work out. But whenever that happens, then I could make money then, but I don't want to do it now. But that's why I thought start now and try to build it up. Then that way, by the time that I'm old enough to make the money, then I might be able to.
Peaches, feel better. Yeah, you can make so X amount of dollars. Yeah. I don't know how much, everybody's different what they can make on Social Security.
Yeah.
So
there's that, but I still, my intention is not necessarily to make money. It's to try to help people and to make those relationships so that I have people to talk to and share my life with,
Yeah.
The reason why I even started one is just to put as a hobby and just to have some fun. That's pretty much it.
Rick, do you mind? I never asked you, but you don't have to answer it. What do you do for a living?
For a living, I am a security director.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
That's cool.
Yeah.
Everybody needs security nowadays. It feels like they need security. We don't do much, but provide a presence, and that's the deterrent. That's probably that's supposed to deter the action. After you get past that, we need to go ahead and call the authorities. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah. Exactly. I can't believe he's still sitting in there. Most kids would be climbing out, flipping over. He's so good, mellow.
No, yeah, he's definitely chill. I give him all the treats he can handle. If I showed you inside that pantry, he goes in there frequently, and you know what I mean. Like I think he's on a tight schedule too. So this is around the time it's bedtime. He knows it.
Yeah. Well, I remember the day you were showing your sneakers in your closet, and he was like getting into shit. That was funny.
Yeah.
You got to see his sneaker collection. Holy!
I got a lot of sneakers. Yeah.
Closet, and they're all in boxes, and you definitely got a sneaker fetish.
Yeah, for sure.
You outbeat women in shoes. I can tell you that. Oh no, you did. One day he'll probably show you. I guess when he has time, but it's unbelievable, the closet, and it's a closet. Yeah.
It's like another bedroom, right?
I got a man cave upstairs because we got to get away from it all sometimes. You know what I mean? I need a place where I can go and scratch my chest, eat some chestnuts, throw some peanuts on the ground. You know what I mean? So that's what I got going on upstairs. So that's where all that stuff is at.
Yeah. Does your son still have the little basketball hoop in there too?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, he still has a little basketball hoop.
He got a basketball hoop, and he got his basketball hoop in his room. That basketball hoop in mine is actually that's a real deal.
Oh no! Well, then you might have brought it in there that one time because it was in there when you were showing us the sneakers.
Oh, his little baby one. We got one.
Yeah, it was in there.
What's his name? What's the baby's name, or what do you call him? I might not say his name.
His name is the same as mine, but he's the third.
Oh, okay.
I'm junior. He's the third. Then my dad.
Okay, my daughter's husband, he's a junior, but he didn't want to have, which they have a girl anyway. But if it was a boy, he was like, I don't want to have the third, and I was like, why not? I think that would be cool.
I always say, I gotta be. Hold on. I gotta be nice to this guy so he can continue it on and give somebody the fourth. Because if I'm not nice to him, he's gonna say, I can't stand him. I'm not even having no fourth.
Yeah, exactly. And you also have to set a good example, because if you're not good with that name, then it'll be tarnished when he's a grown up. So yeah, you definitely have to, even though our name and our word doesn't mean anything like it used to. But back when I was growing up, that was very important, what your name was and how you treated people and your word. And I get very irritated, because if I tell somebody I'm going to do something, I'm going to do it, unless, like an act of God happens that I cannot do it. But then I'm going to contact you and let you know why I can't do it. I'm not just going to blow it off like, well, they'll figure it out. I didn't show up. They'll know I didn't do it or whatever. No, I'm not like that. And I hate it when people tell me, meet me so-and-so at 5:00. And I get there at 4:45, and I sit there till 6:00, and then they call, oh, I'm running a little late. I'm like,
heck no, that can't go down like that.
Right. They're all with me like, you better, prepare to be there an hour early, because she's going to be early and then you're going to be late.
I was always brought up, you come into this world with a clean name, you better go out with it. Yeah. Your name is everything.
Well, and I learned it, just by having a unique first name. In my elementary school, I was the only one. So if I ever did anything, everybody would know it was me. It's like it could be Mary 1 or Mary 2 or Mary 3. No, it was me. I had to be very good.
That is a good.
Hey, I'm going to tell you something right now. Karen, to me, I never heard the name Karen up until probably about 10 years ago. I never heard of anybody else named, I swear to God. And then with this Karen, that's a Karen thing. I'm like,
yeah.
Fuck. Rick, I'm not kidding you. When I was brought up in New York, there was never another Karen.
Hey,
and I was brought up in New York.
Now you got the most popular name.
Name. I hate the fucking name.
Well, and it's a negative name. It's not,
Yeah.
I went to school.
Somebody called somebody a Karen.
All right, Karen Carpenter. Okay. But my high school holds 6,000 people.
Damn.
Okay. I think there might have been one other Karen at that time. I know a last name. I'm not going to say it, but you're talking the school held 6,000 kids.
Wow.
And all of a sudden, here it is. You're a Karen. I'm like, where did the fuck did this come from?
Yeah.
And I'm like, what in the blue blazing? I always heard you're a Linda. Or stop being a Linda. But Karen's like, what generation came up with this? Really, and that's the truth. And it wasn't one. There's way more than one high school on Staten Island. There's 1, 2, 3. St. George. There's Susan Wagner, Tottenville. 5 on a 13 by 14. 13 miles by 14 miles. Okay, and my one. And when I tell you, all of them held about the same amount. So
that's a lot of people.
Yeah, there's a lot of people. Back then, I'm going to be 54 in 2 weeks. So it's like, really?
That's crazy.
And it's like very rare you heard my name. Now it's like, you're a Karen. Everybody's a Karen. I'm like, what?
What's going on?
Where did this shit come from? Because the first time I heard it, I'm like, what the hell is that? And I looked it up, and it's actually a Karen, and what they call a Karen in YouTube is 2 different definitions.
Yeah, that's wild.
I mean, the real Karen goes to ask for the supervisor and all of that shit.
Oh my God.
You know, that's the real definition of a Karen. Always wants to talk to the supervisor. That's the definition of a Karen if you look it up.
Yeah. Well, I worked 17 years at Walmart in customer service.
Yeah.
And there were Karens for a long time. We just didn't call them that, you know.
Yeah, you didn't call them that. But that's the real definition of a Karen. They want to see the supervisor.
I don't know how many times people told me that they knew the law and that Walmart had to do blah, 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 whatever it was. And I'm like, well, first of all, Walmart is a company. It's not a government. So there is no law for Walmart. Walmart can do whatever Walmart wants to do. And it's like, you know, they want you to help resolve their problem, right? Mm-hmm. But they're going to start out by yelling at you and blaming you for whatever their problem is. And I would always be like, okay, calm down just a minute now. Let me figure out what I can do for you. You know, I want to help you. Well, you're going to do da, 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 you know, and I'm like, no, I'm going to do what I'm allowed to do.
Yeah.
And 9 times out of 10, they got what they wanted. But I just hated the idea of them thinking they could yell at me and that would make me do more than I would have done normally. Yeah. You know? Like, And you know what my favorite part of my job was? When customers call in to complain, when they call the like 1-800 Walmart number, the store manager gets a printout and they call them letters to the president. And somebody has to call that person back and find out, you know, the details and apologize and, you know, try to smooth it over otherwise. And you're allowed to give them a gift card. You know, if they're seriously upset and, you know, demand something be done, you can give them a gift card. Well, other people would immediately say, you know, I can give you a $20 gift card. Like they wouldn't even listen to their problem. They would just be like, you know, we're going to take care of it and I'm going to be giving you a $20 gift card. So they said,
I would be great with that. Go ahead.
Yeah. Well, but they said, let's see if Echo can just talk to him. And, you know, if you have to give him the gift card, fine. But if not, it's fine, you know. And so I would actually listen to their problem and I would try to. Go ahead. Go ahead, Mysterious Guys.
No, go ahead. Sorry.
I'm sorry. But I would, you know, talk to him and figure out what the problem was and try to explain if I knew a reason why that might have happened or whatever. And most of the time they would be fine. And they would be like, okay, you know, that's understandable or whatever. And then I would say, you know, I can offer you, you know, something if you need something. And they, most of the time they didn't even want it. They would be like, that's okay, you know? And so that became like the big thing, you know, oh, this one's really mad. Let's see if Echo can get him to calm down without giving him anything, you know? And I would do it 9 times out of 10. I could talk to him and it, you know, we would smooth it over. But then they would sure come in looking for me when they come back in the store. Then they were like, you know, we're VIPs. Echo said to ask for her and, you know, she's going to take care of us or whatever. Yeah, but and my store manager, sometimes he would bring somebody up to me and he would say, take care of this customer for me. And I would know exactly what he meant. You know, they had started complaining to him and he didn't like to hear complaints at all. So he would be like, you just handle him, you know. And most of the time, every once in a while, I'd have to call him and say, I'm going to have to give this one a $10 gift card, you know. And he's like, $10, you'll do it? And I'm like, yeah, I thought about 5, but I think I'm going to give him 10 because you know, he did have to drive up here to complain in person. So we should give him gas money, you know. But I thoroughly enjoyed it. And everybody else, they would, even like my bosses, when he would tell them to do it, they would be like, yeah, okay, Echo works tomorrow. We'll get her to take care of it. Because they just hated having to listen to them complain. You know, because they'd be like, well, we were busy or we were shorthanded or, you know, that's not what they want to hear, you know. But after 17 years, I got really good at convincing them that it wasn't a problem. You were fine, you know.
Oh, I loved when I worked in the court and they would come in from like Jersey or New York or Connecticut, wherever. Well, in New York, I'm like, that's your first mistake. Be quiet.
Mhm.
Private judge, because that's your first mistake.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I'm telling you, I don't care what New York does. You're in PA.
And then the other thing I used to like to do is if Karen, did you? Oh no, somebody mysterious guy's got that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I seen the chat there. She says she's gonna hop off.
Okay. But if one of my cashiers, got a bad customer or something, or, maybe it was somebody they knew that they just didn't want to wait on or whatever, they could just call me over to the register and tell me, you need to take over. And I would go ahead and bring that customer up for them. And I never really knew, what was the issue or what was the problem, but I would just be my little talkative self and we'd have a good old time checking the person out, and then I'd find out, oh, that person came up here yelling at me, I'm like, well, they didn't yell at me, they were fine, but they didn't like, they would take it out on those cashiers. And I knew I had to keep those girls, relatively happy so that they would work. I'd be like, you have a problem, you call me, I'll take over and you can go take a break. And yes, y'all, I heard Crystal is not in blue. I will give Crystal a blue.
The Karens originated from a white privileged anti-vaxxer that always wanted to see a supervisor.
Anti-vaxxer?
Yeah, they don't believe in vaccines, and they always want to see a supervisor, and they're considered white privileged.
Because they don't normally.
No, that's sure the hell ain't me.
That's not.
Yeah.
Have I asked to speak to a supervisor? Yes, I think it's somewhere along the line somebody has to speak to a supervisor. But I believe in vaccines. And I don't think I'm privileged.
Right.
Far from it.
Right.
Okay, Crystal, type again. I think you're blue now.
But that's pretty funny. Yeah, that's where it originated from. White, privileged, anti-vaxxer, always wanting to be asking for a supervisor. Yep. Mm-hmm.
Okay, go.
Go. All right, Amy, you're an anti-vaxxer and all that, and you're white privileged. So Amy is a Karen.
Amy is a Karen. I would say she is.
Because she just called me Karen then.
They were saying she was causing trouble in the chat, so I said they wanted her to not
believe, and I'm not going to get into it. There's one vaccination that I don't believe in, and it's not the COVID one. So before everybody jumps me, that's not the one.
Well, let's guess what it is then.
You can guess. Because it'll probably start a big controversy in here.
Mm-hmm. That's what I'm trying. That's what I'm trying to think.
It's the MMR,
which is the mumps and measles
and rubella.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. I don't think they should give it as it's not that I'm against it. I don't think they should give it as young as they do. Let's put it that way.
Yeah.
I believe in it, but I don't believe they should give it as young as they do. Let's specify that right.
Well, I was really shocked when my granddaughter started getting her shots. They do them every 3 months for the first 18 months.
They've gotten lower in age-wise. And they shouldn't give it with the polio at the same time.
Yeah. I mean, but I never realized that they gave as many shots as they do. And there's
my daughter wound up being allergic to the MMR shot. Mm-hmm.
And it's like, oh my gosh, I mean, she's just a little baby and she's got to have all these, every 3 months. It was like, so when we go for her 18-month checkup next month, then they said she'll be done until she's 4. Mm-hmm. And I think that's too long of a span. I think they should take the ones that they give all right there in the very beginning, kind of stretch them out. But I guess they want to protect them as soon as they can. I don't know.
Yeah, I just think they should be spaced out. And I don't think that the MMR should be done with the polio at the same time. But that's just, everybody has a right to their opinion.
That's right.
I didn't want to get the COVID vac, but I believed in my rheumatologist because all my shots, every shot I ever got in my lifetime is no good. I still can get chickenpox, measles, all of them, because they know my body fought them off. They can give it to me and it wouldn't take. Long story short, he recommended I get that one because of he believed in, but only the Moderna one he believed in. And this was my personal doctor, my rheumatologist.
Mm-hmm.
But now he said, don't bother getting the boosters or anything. It's, you know,
I got the
useless.
first two.
Because it was 99.9% that it would protect me. It was never said that it wouldn't give it to you. It only was said that it would be lessened of an effect if I got it. But so that 99.8% brought me down to 50% because of my autoimmune, because it was going to attack it. And I did get it, and I had a very slight case. I had a slight cold. Okay. But at this point, it's mute at this point, because each time I get it, it drops the percentage rate. Like me getting a flu shot is only what, 50 or 60% in each person. Mine would be 0. It cancels it out.
Yeah.
So, like the whooping cough and all that, I can't get because they would inject me with it. My body would attack it and it would wash it out. You know, all that stuff. So all of them shots are useless to somebody like me, because as soon as you inject it, my body attacks it because it's a foreign object. So it washes it right out. Does that make sense to you? How I'm trying to explain it to you? Because every vaccination is only a percentage.
Yes, it does make perfect sense.
Yeah, and it depends on the percentage where it would bring me down to. So whatever the percentage is, they look at it with me at the autoimmune diseases, and where the percentage rate in an autoimmune person, that percentage goes even lower. So why inject me when it's not going to work? Injecting me for something that my body's going to overwork, put me into a flare, and it's going to be 0 anyway. So
I'm beating up my mouse. I have the, extra mouse that you plug in to the laptop, and my granddaughter keeps pulling it down and taking the battery out of it. And so now, for some reason, it's acting like the battery isn't any good, but I don't know. Ugh. I see, if I didn't have technical difficulties, I'd be great. It's like, this is not working. So anyway, hold on one moment. I'm going to go and get another battery.
Okay.
And see if maybe I've just done it too much with these cheap dollar store batteries.
Yeah. Mrs. T, unfortunately, I have what's called connective tissue disease. So I have several different autoimmune diseases. I just don't have 1 or 2. So it's hard to compete when you have several different ones. It's very, they call it complex, where you're trying to not treat 1 or 2, you're treating 7 different ones. So it sucks. It really does. It sucks. You get one, try to get one under control, and you're fighting 3 or 4 other ones. Just, it is what it is. Oh, she has Crohn's. Yeah, that's painful. Actually, all of them are painful. I don't care what anybody says. Each one has a different element to something. Yeah.
Come on.
My first shot, I did good. My second shot, I broke out with all lesions. The third shot, I was okay. But I knew that going into it. I was already told by him, more than likely, I was going to get that reaction. My family members all had the shot. They were okay.
Oh,
But the Moderna was around since 2008, and they tweaked it. The Pfizer was made in a year.
Oh, it might not have been the battery.
No. Was it maybe a little piece of dirt got in there or dust?
I guess because I stuck the screwdriver down in there.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
I put the battery in there, and then it was working. Now I just hit something and my chat completely went away. There it is. Okay.
Well, Pixie, wasn't it actually China was the strictest? That couldn't almost leave the country for 2 years? I thought it was China. I don't know. At this point, it seems like it's been going on for so long. At this point, I don't even know anymore. Now they're trying to say it's worse now, and it's not. I think it's going to be like the seasonal flu. It's never going to go away. You know, it's just going to be another mutation or whatever you want to call it.
Just like you can take a flu shot, you can take a pneumonia shot, you'll be able to take that shot.
Because for every flu shot, you like this year's flu shot that everybody had was really for last year's flu shot. And next year's flu shot is going to be for this year's flu shot. They're always a year behind.
Yeah, which is crazy.
Yeah.
Well,
you know, this year's flu shot didn't help for this strain for this year. You know, and it's really for the strain from last year.
Yeah.
Which helps to a degree, helps you for this year's, but it's really from last year's flu shot. You know, and then people are misconstrued of what strain you're really getting it for. You know, they were only upfront and honest of what it really is for. You know, because the people say, well, I got the flu. Well, yeah, because you got the strain from last year's. And they're not really upfront and honest what they get. You know what I mean? Like, if they would all be honest with the public, it would be nice. You know?
Right.
Yeah. Yeah, your cells are all destroyed in your bodies and your organs. Yes, that's what people don't understand about autoimmune. It attacks your organs. You look perfectly fine, but it attacks your organs. That's what the sad part is. People say, oh, you talk and you look fine and you're acting fine, but your insides are being attacked.
If I don't know if I can show it, but I'm trying to show him a picture of my granddaughter.
Turn it.
Wait,
well, actually, if you put it up and then you turn it up, you got it back to your regular phone.
Oh, wait.
Sometimes you got to turn it sideways to see.
All right. Now I'm having trouble with the phone. See, I'm telling you, I'm technically challenged. No matter what I try to do, I have issues. Come on. There we go. Just a second.
That's okay. Take your time. Oh, V, you live between Singapore and Malaysia? Wow.
That's what I'm saying. I'm getting these people from all over. I love
Singapore, I heard, is beautiful.
Mm-hmm. I wouldn't mind visiting Singapore.
Yeah, I wouldn't either. I heard it's absolutely gorgeous.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Now
just turn the phone a little sideways. Just a little sideways. No. Like cock it. No. Take it and yeah, we can see it now. Now we can see it. Yeah. She's adorable. She's beautiful. Yeah.
She is a mess.
Oh,
She is just getting to be little Miss
Personality. Look at them eyes.
That one.
She looks like a little doll. Wow.
She has got some personality. And we don't know where it has come from. Now this is with her hair natural.
Uh-huh.
Wait, you got to come closer. That's her hair.
Can you see her hair?
It looks like it's really high, or is that much?
What?
It's not.
It looks like a real high fro.
Afro. It's loose curls,
yeah.
But we're letting it grow out.
Mm-hmm.
We never cut her hair.
Oh,
And so when my daughter doesn't do anything with it, doesn't put product in it or anything like that, I mean, she's got pretty long hair. It's fun. And now we have to put we have to like take and pull her bangs up and put a bow or a clip or something on them because they're past her eyes. Like wow. But when you let her have her hair down like that, she'll sit there and she'll just shake her head so she can see those curls moving.
Oh, she's the
V
cute.
said that's Priscilla Presley Jr. Yeah.
Well, she looks a lot like me and my daughter, but she definitely takes after her daddy. And she's got a lot of his personality too. So it's been real fun watching her grow up.
Sometimes a lot of times the girls be a spitting image of their father.
Yeah, oh yeah.
And
her dad is me at all.
Her dad is really quiet.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, he talks to my daughter, of course, and he talks for a living, but like around the house, like, I'll like go in and say good morning, and he'll be like, if I get a grunt, I'm happy, And I'm gonna turn my camera back off though.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And anyway, so him and the baby, they have their own little it's not like a language, but it's like a more gestures. But it's like he'll rub like the side of her face, or he'll mess with her hair, and like she'll take his hand and put it up on her head. Like, she wants him to mess with her hair. And if I take and rub her face like he does, like she leans into your hand, like that's definitely an affectionate feeling to her, And but of course, because my daughter talks probably as much as I do, so the baby's already talking like crazy. And I know my son-in-law is like, shh, y'all need to be quiet,
Yeah. Are you ever gonna shut the hell up?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. But
yeah,
she's adapting very well to both their different personalities, and showing them how much you can really love somebody. They both thought, oh, we're so in love. I said, wait till you have a kid. It changes you,
Oh, for sure.
Yeah. And I used to always tell my daughter, I could kill somebody with my bare hands if they, tried to hurt you or do anything. I mean, and I'm not a violent person. I don't even know really how to fight somebody. But I mean, I just could imagine how enraged I would be that, I could do it with my bare hands.
Yeah.
And
then
you have
grandchildren. And then you have grandchildren.
Yeah.
And then it's twice as bad.
Well, so I kept telling my daughter, I love you, but you don't know how much I love you. You just wait till your baby is here, and then you're going to know. And then she's like, oh my gosh, you love me that much? And I'm like, I probably love you more because it took me 10 years of infertility to get her. So, she's like a miracle. Yeah. So it's kind of like, I really, really, really love her. But so now she tells me, you love the baby more than you love me. I'm like, if there wasn't you, there couldn't be a baby. So no, I love you even more because you gave me a grandbaby. But yes, I love that baby pretty much, pretty lot too.
Yeah.
Like your heart grows, like you think you love as much as you have, and then your heart grows a whole nother section when you add another person in there.
Mm-hmm.
So
yeah, you thought you couldn't love anymore until you have your grandchildren. Yeah.
Yeah.
True.
And it's like the things that I worried about with my daughter. It's like my granddaughter, it's okay. She can do that. It's like my daughter would be like, you would never let me do that,
It wouldn't.
Well, and not only that, it's because you've been down that road and you know that they're not a little egg that they're going to break because you've been down that road. So you kind of know.
Mm-hmm.
Well, and not only that, but especially at my age, that life is short.
Yeah.
And time is short. They're only going to be this age
for a short
time, So it's like, I will let her do things that an older child, I would never let them get away with it.
Mm-hmm.
But because she's never going to be this age again, I'm like, okay, we can learn that rule tomorrow. Today, you go ahead and you do it.
And back then we were parents that we had so many other responsibilities.
Yeah.
We had to be the mother and do all that. Whereas grandparents, we see life differently.
Oh, yeah.
It's a growing experience.
It is. And it's the fact that when I had my daughter, I was working. I had a husband to take care of. I had a house to take care of, all of that on top of taking care of a child. Now my main job is taking care of the child. So if it doesn't get done today, it can get done tomorrow or, whatever. But I'm enjoying each little stage that I know I went through with my daughter, but I don't have fresh memories of it. So when I see it happening in my grandbaby, I'm like, and my daughter's like, I'm sure every child goes through that. I'm like, I don't care. She's a miracle. She's special. She's my grandbaby.
Isn't it funny? It's so true.
It is. It's like, no other child is like her. She is so unique and special.
It's so true. It is. No one can exist but your own.
I mean, and it's like I did so many stupid little silly things to like entertain her so she wouldn't be a fussy baby. And one of them was, even when she was like 3 months old, I would take my hand and I would make like a spidery motion with it above her. And I would say, the tickle monster is going to get you. And I would slowly lower it towards her. And then I would just like, tickle her a little bit. Then it got to be where all I had to do, if she started fussing, I would just raise my hand and it'd be like, the tickle monster's coming, and she would automatically start laughing and I'd have to tickle her. And then now, like when first got to be where she would go like somewhere I didn't want her to be, and I would say, come on over here now. And she wouldn't want to come to me. And I would say, if I have to get up and walk over there, you know what's going to happen. I'm going to tickle you. And she would just, go crazy about me tickling her. And 9 times out of 10, she would get to me before I would get her. And then I would still tickle her, But I mean, it's just little funny things like that I do with her. And my daughter's like, I tried that tickle monster thing. It doesn't work. And I'm like, not for you, but it does for Granny,
And it's funny because our kids look at us like going, you look like a bunch of jackasses.
Yeah.
So is it right? I imagine your parents, you look at them going, they didn't act like that with us. What are they doing? Right. You didn't have time to act like that. You had to discipline them. And
right.
It's like, what the hell happened to these?
And even like her eating her meals, I can remember with my daughter being like, oh, come on, we got, like we're on a time limit. Like you have to eat it in a certain amount of time, and now I'm like with my granddaughter, I'm like, she doesn't automatically start eating. I'm like, well, you're obviously not hungry. Let's put it up. We'll try again later. And then but if she goes ahead and starts eating it, then I'll sit there however long it takes, for her to eat it. Mm-hmm. But sometimes it's like, she'll go to that refrigerator, and I started giving her some cheese to like satisfy her while I got whatever else, ready I was going to feed her. Mm-hmm. Now she'll just run to the refrigerator. Cheese. I'm like, you can't eat cheese all the time. You have to have other food too. But she loves cheese.
Mm-hmm. Oh, but I get it, because as parents, you're on a time schedule. You're like, I can't sit there for 2 hours. Bad time, homework. And I get it.
Yeah. And now I'm like, it doesn't matter if we're not done with breakfast when it's lunchtime. It doesn't matter. And it doesn't matter if she doesn't eat when I think she should eat. I let her, pretty much decide when she eats. Same thing with when she takes a nap. Mm-hmm. She gets that blanket and starts rubbing those eyes. And now she'll even say, night, night. It's like, that's right. Time to go night, night for a little bit,
Yes, I always kept that schedule because I felt if I broke it, then it would make their life harder.
But, she pretty well put herself on her schedule.
Yeah.
And being that I go and I wake her up like at 6:15 in the morning and bring her to my house. And then we have breakfast, and then she plays a little bit. And usually by 9 o'clock, she's ready to go back down for a nap because she didn't get to sleep as long as she would have wanted to sleep.
Yeah.
Because of me having to bring her 20 minutes away, I have to go and get her. And so she goes down for that morning nap, no problem. Yeah. And then in the afternoon, she has played so hard. A lot of times she just lays down on the couch or on the floor. And I'm like, are you watching your show? What are you doing? Next thing I know, I realize she's done asleep. She's taking her nap, Yeah. But you can pretty well tell time by, what she's doing.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
But it's been a lifesaver for me because it's given me something to live for, something to do with my time. And I want to get my health straight so that I can live long enough to see her. Like I taught my daughter how to drive.
Mm-hmm.
And my daughter always gives me a hard time, like I'm not a good driver, but she's a good driver. And I'm like, yeah, but I taught you how to drive. So I know how to be a good driver.
Right.
I just get distracted, or whatever. And so I said, I want to live long enough to see you teaching your daughter to drive.
Mm-hmm.
And let's see how you handle that, And she's like, well, that's, like what, 15 years away or whatever, I said, I just turned 60. That's making me 75.
Mm-hmm.
I can maybe make it to 75, But she'll be like, you might not make it that long. I said, well, I'm going to make it as long as I can make it.
You might not make it. Oh, gosh.
But Karen, let me tell you this. When I became disabled, I lost my health insurance and my life insurance because it was through my job.
Yeah.
Well, with my diabetes and my other health issues and everything, I just assumed I couldn't get life insurance, or at least not life insurance I could afford.
Yeah.
And so for the first 2 years, I didn't have any life insurance. And it really bothered me that I was if I passed away, my daughter would have to pay for my cremation, funeral, whatever. Mm-hmm. And I was like, I want to be able to die in peace, knowing that I didn't leave her with any issues, Yeah. So I finally started looking around and I finally got me some life insurance. Mm-hmm. So I was really excited. So I'm telling my daughter, I got my life insurance and I got an accident policy. So, like if I'm looking like I'm going to die, put me in the car, roll me off a cliff somewhere. Make it look like an accident because you'll get more money, But if I just die, you'll get enough to bury me, And she's like, that's so morbid. I don't want to talk about it. You need to know this because if something happens, and she was like, I don't even want, I said, no, I'm going to tell you right where I put the paperwork and who the lady is and all this. And she was like, I don't want to know anything about it. I'm like, well, who's going to tell you when I'm gone? You're going to have to know. But I thought she'd be so thrilled that, it was taken care of. Mm-hmm. Almonds and.
Oh, just
Salami, I think. Salami. Yeah.
Yeah.
Does the body good.
It's quick and easy, huh?
Yeah. I got the cheese too. I like the cheese block that you cut.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
The salami's good with fresh mozzarella.
Mm.
Oh, yeah.
Mm. The fresh mozzarella.
Yep.
Yep.
Yeah, you Italian?
No, I was married to an Italian at one time.
Mm-hmm.
I love Italian food. Yep. Mm-hmm. But actually, what's really good is get fresh Italians, then nice good tomatoes, slice it, get a little bit of oil, a little bit of balsamic vinegar, a little bit of Italian seasoning.
Mm.
Mm-hmm.
What you put it on?
You could put it on any type of I forgot the name of the type of bread you could put it on. Or you just eat it just like that.
Mm.
Mm-hmm. It's real good.
You ladies were amazing. Phone is like at 10%. I gotta charge it up because I'm going live later. Charge it up.
You gonna go to your sneaker room?
No, I'm just watching basketball right now.
Oh.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I can't get into basketball. I don't know why.
No.
No.
What about football?
Football? I used to watch football, Rick. I had to give it up when they started kneeling. I'm sorry. It just turned me off.
You couldn't do it, huh?
No.
They're not doing it no more, I don't think.
I don't know if they are. It just turned my stomach. This is the United States of America.
Well, at least I know I'm free.
That's right. I just feel you just can't disrespect
me. And I gladly stand up next to you.
You sound like Lee Greenwood. You really do.
Yeah. Yeah. I just could not. I just thought it was who started that? That
Kaepernick.
Yes, that little scum. Does he even play anymore?
No.
No, that scumbag good.
Mm-hmm. Amy said that Thunder won 112-100.
Thank you, Amy. I appreciate that update.
Yeah. I don't know how to watch basketball really. All I just see is the ball going back and forth, boom, boom, boom. I don't understand it. So maybe that's why I can't get into it. I just don't understand it. I can watch hockey. I can watch football.
Mm-hmm.
Baseball gets more when they're in the playoffs and stuff. I whatever you want to call baseball, I can watch it.
Hey, and I think universally, not gonna say all women, but a lot of women, like even my wife, it sounds so crazy even saying that, my wife, but you know what I mean? Because I've been, like I said, a player for so long. But,
yeah.
You know, you got to put it with that jump shot. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Well,
and they're all like all over the place. I don't even know who's on what team after a while. Who even has the damn ball?
No, I was gonna say this. She claims she's a big 49er fan. She walks around with the sweatshirt on, hoodie, zip up, whatever it is. 49ers were playing last Sunday. She didn't watch 1 second of the game. I'm literally sitting there watching the game. I'm like, your team, look at your team right now. Look at your team. She's like, yeah, went upstairs. And then she said, when she finally came back down, she said, they won? I said, yes. She's like, oh, okay. I'm like, you're not a 49er fan. You're in a
And it's different to watch it because your husband likes it than for you actually watching it because you like to watch it.
I was a die-hard Jets fan.
Ooh.
And the Jets are the worst.
They
But
are.
I'm telling you, I was a die-hard Jets fan. No. I just walked away. I said, oh, hell no. When you disrespect America, freak is all. You know?
Mm-hmm.
And the NFL to allow it even pissed me off. I felt if you were going to kneel, you're out. You're out. You're paid millions of dollars a year to play, and you can't. You're going to kneel? No. That's my personal thing.
I think it goes with the times. Like when you look at everything that's going on in the world, all the confusion, all the nonsense, all the stupidness. And then I was even going to make a video about this, what went down in the National Hockey League just a couple of days ago.
I don't even know what happened. What happened?
Well, they were trying to get everybody to wear the LGBTQ, all that jerseys. And then one of the hockey players like, I don't want to wear that. It's against my religious belief. The announcer who's just there to do a play-by-play for hockey.
Yeah.
He ended up saying, well, hey, because the hockey player is from Ukraine. And he was like, well, you need to go back to Ukraine. And he's like, because, they got something going on over there. Maybe you need to fight in that war or whatever. If you don't want to wear the jersey. It's like, what are we doing?
Yeah.
What are we doing? Like,
yeah.
If he doesn't wear the jersey, he said specifically, I'm not anti anything. I'm not anything like that. I just don't want to. I don't want to wear the jersey. And for them to say what they're saying is absolutely ridiculous.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Well, I think just as much as you should allow each their own, that should apply to him as well. I mean,
well, he comes from another country too. He comes from another country. They have different beliefs. Yeah,
right.
And
we shouldn't be allowed to force him to do something against his beliefs. Just like I don't want anybody forcing me to do something against my beliefs.
For sure,
it's that double standard.
Yeah,
it's like, well, we want you to do it like this, so you have to do this, but you can't tell us anything we have to do. You can't do that.
But see, he lives in another country, so they have different beliefs. So that,
right.
I can understand.
All he should have been able to just not do it.
He was born
without it being an issue.
He lives out here.
Oh, he lives in America.
Yeah.
Oh, well, then I feel he should have put the shirt on.
But even if he didn't put the shirt on, the announcer guy or whatever shouldn't have said a word about it.
Right.
He should have told him if he lives in America, he shouldn't be told to go back to Ukraine and fight. Exactly. Okay, I'm sorry. I misunderstood. Well, then I feel he should have put on the shirt.
No, but what takes the cake? Elon Musk finally, this just happened a couple of days ago. I was going to make it. Elon Musk chimes in. He said, this is going way too far. Like, now they're trying to come after the man saying, since you didn't put the shirt on, they try to come after her. So he said, this Twitter is his business. He bought the whole Twitter. He said, enough. This has went too far. Because what's going on is because the LGBT with everything felt like they weren't accepted for so long. Now you're going to force feed yourself down somebody's throat. You're going to force them. You're like, oh, no. You're going to. That's not how America works. I really feel like you can have a pride day, have a straight day. What's the straight colors? Don't separate us. Go ahead, like, you know what I mean? In the same festival for the pride, go ahead and have the straight colors in there, whatever the colors. But go ahead, everybody in unity. It's all about unity.
Yeah, I get you're right.
Right.
Yeah.
And we're never going to be one country until
I see what he was trying to
look
say.
at that.
Stop ramming everything down everybody's
Right.
throat.
Right.
I see what I see what
Their
you're
own.
saying.
What they want to do, okay, let them do
Yeah.
it.
Yeah, I see what
You're not, forcing it on you to do whatever it is that they're doing, then let them do whatever they want to do.
I see.
Everybody's
I
making
misunderstood the whole thing. I misunderstood the whole thing. Okay,
This-
I apologize. Yeah.
Yeah. I was just saying that's where he was born, and he was like, well, maybe you need to go back over there. And they started slaying the announcer for this. He's there for hockey play-by-play. Are you insane?
Right. And, I mean, he's made it a political thing.
Yeah.
And he had no business to make it a political thing. It was none of his business. It wasn't going to affect his job one way or the other.
Yeah.
I mean, he could have made a deal and say, okay, the man not wearing the proper shirt just made a goal or whatever. He could have put little digs like that, but he should have never told him to go back to Ukraine.
Yeah.
I just feel like we always sang the national anthem and everything else at everything. Now they wanted to stop that, kneel. Everything's being taken away. What was it? I heard that pretty soon we're not going to be able to say the word field. They're going to take field out of something. I'm like, what?
Field?
Take field. The word
like
field.
Cornfield, baseball field.
Oh, wow.
The word field out of something. I don't remember what it was.
I don't know.
And I'm like, what? What is so derogatory about field? I don't know. I mean, if you take everything out of history, how did we get to where we are?
I think that you just gotta be careful out here. You know what I mean? Like, I think it's all intentional. I don't think anything is by accident. While all the confusion is going on, everything. I think everybody just live your life, do whatever you want to do, but don't try to make anybody feel like you're condemning them or you're trying to force them to believe what you want to believe. That's not America.
Right.
No.
Don't spread hate.
No.
Yeah,
And don't harm anyone.
No.
You
are who you
don't
are.
have to live with them and you don't have to like them. But
No. And I don't give a damn what you do in your bedroom. Why?
that's right.
I don't care. You are who you are. If I like you, I like you. I don't care who you're married to, who you love.
Why in America we feel like we need to? Everybody needs to bring the bedroom up and like, hey, I'm into this and I'm into that. Like, I don't care. Like, nobody care.
Well, and that's what I think is wrong with YouTube is that every community wants to make everyone conform to their beliefs. So where do people who don't conform go? And I feel like it should be out of just respect. I'm going to respect your beliefs and what you want to do because I want you to respect me and respect my beliefs. But that doesn't mean that I'm going to criticize your beliefs or I'm going to, try to convince you you're wrong, you're doing the wrong thing, you should do this, you should do that. No, I have my own set of morals and my own beliefs, but that's my business.
Yeah.
I agree. I think we all on the page here. It's all about humanity. It's all about unity. I don't like this. I don't like the grouping up. It's just too much. It's becoming like it's so noticeable now. Like it's not about that. It's about unity and everybody being together. That's all I wanted to say about that. It's just dumb to me.
Yeah, that's how I feel about it. Everybody's a person. Everybody eats and breathes and puts their pants on the same way. I don't see why we have to be, make so many determinations about what we think about other people and their ways. What does it really matter? Doesn't affect your daily life. Why should it matter? But you have some people who are, they're so set in their ways that they're not going to accept if it's not the way they want it to be. But we don't need to worry so much about the elderly people who feel that way. We need to work on our children that are coming up and teach them that there's no need for all of that. Everybody's a person. You treat everybody the same.
Everybody has a heart and everybody has the feelings, and it doesn't.
Right.
Yeah,
exactly.
We're all human.
We're all human.
It doesn't make a difference.
No matter
what goes on behind them closed doors.
That's right.
We all on separate. This needs to be pushed out to the whole YouTube, because this makes more. It just sense. Like, why? What was? I don't even know how to even articulate it anymore.
Yeah.
Well, I just feel like if you're gonna, and somebody was talking about not being judged or not judging somebody. I think you limit yourself on the people that you'll meet and the relationships that you'll have in your life. If you're going to you're going to pass judgment on people. You're not even going to give that person a chance because this reason or that reason or whatever. Now, I'm not saying if you see somebody, commit a murder, that doesn't mean you want to go be that person's best friend necessarily. Yeah. But just because you're stereotyping them that, they could commit a murder, anybody can commit a murder. I mean, like I said earlier, I kill somebody with my bare hands. Now, I don't look like a murderer, but I could do it, But do I want you to say, we can't have nothing to do with her because, she already admitted she would kill somebody. Okay?
Yeah, but they also got to remember you said that if they were going to hurt your child.
That's right. That's right. Yeah. And to me, that would be a justifiable reason. But I also said, and I would spend the rest of my life in prison because I killed somebody. If they harmed my daughter or killed my daughter, I would kill them with my bare hands, and then I'd go to the jail and I'd say, yeah, put me in jail because I killed them. But to say, if life happens and somebody does something to her and she's dead, what am I to do about it? No, I track that person down and I take care of that person. But that doesn't mean that I can do that to anybody else, I can't just be a murderer and say, well, I've decided you're a bad person. I can kill you. No, you can't do that.
No.
But I can kill the person that hurts my child. That would be the only time I would justify it.
Yeah, exactly. Oh, God. Yeah. I just hope the world comes back some way or another and we start being more
human,
healing, nicer, respectful.
Yeah,
like it used to be.
I second that.
Yeah. I mean, just years ago, you just held the door for somebody.
I know. And what about when they like push past you because they don't want to have to hold the door. You're holding the door so you can walk out and they just push right past you. Yeah. I'm like, I'm a big girl. You didn't see me?
Yeah. I always say when they hold the door and they just walk through, I'm like, you're welcome. Have a nice day.
Yeah, I always
do that all the time.
How you doing? Whatever. Mm-hmm. But I've had them actually try to push me out the way so they could go in front of me. And I'm like, it's not like you didn't see me. You saw me. And I was ahead of you.
Welcome.
I'm like, oh my heavens.
Nobody smiles at anybody anymore. Nobody, sometimes when you would see somebody in the store, somebody would go hi, you would go always back hi. Nobody they walk past you and you're walking down an aisle and with a cart. And it's almost like playing in, what is that called when you're driving down chicken? Like who's going to move out of the way first? Mm-hmm. Or they're going to crash you with the cart. Did you ever notice that in a supermarket or a store, you're walking down an aisle and it's a very tiny aisle and only one cart can fit? Or otherwise one has to move. It's like they're playing chicken with you with a cart now.
Yeah.
One refuses to freaking move. It's like, oh my God. Or they'll stand in the middle of the aisle having this big conversation and you're like, excuse me, can I get through? They don't even hear you. Like, excuse me, can I please get through? They ignore you. So you kind of weasel your way, pushing the cart a little bit. And they're like, what's the matter? I'm like, yes, excuse me a few times. Oh, I didn't hear you. It's like, oh my God, you're around with fucking people. But you don't want to say too much because you don't know if they're mentally stable and going to hit you or not. It's like.
get ready to die, ladies. You guys have a great night.
You too.
Okay.
You're
Oops, you're
breaking up.
breaking up. Thank
Okay.
you.
Bye-bye.
I enjoyed it. Come back anytime.
Yeah.
Okay. Enjoy you guys.
Okay.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
He's so sweet, isn't he?
He is. I love him.
He's a very nice man. Very
So
nice.
nice.
Yeah. Very nice.
Yeah, I like people like that.
Yeah,
that
he's
can-
very, very, very nice.
Yeah, can have a conversation and not be.
Yeah, he's not derogatory in any
Yeah,
way.
and
He's
he's
always
not-
been very, very nice.
Yeah, he's not out to show anybody up or do anything to bother anybody.
No, I've never seen that in him whatsoever. And
No.
he's always been very,
He's
very,
very nice guy. That's why I was like, the first time he came in here and I didn't know him or anything, but somebody else said, "Oh, hey, Rick One-Baller." And then he said something about he had just got married. And I was like, "Well, where'd you get married?" And he said, "Las Vegas." I said, "Well, you got a video of it?" "Sure, I do." I said, "Well, drop your link, man. We want to see the video, you know?"
Yeah.
So every time he comes in, I'm just like, "Yeah, how you doing?"
Yeah, the first time I seen him on YouTube, he always had a son. He was always a good dad. And he had just said, like, you know, him and his son's mom, things didn't work out, but, you know, hopefully it would. And then all of a sudden, one day he came on, I don't know how many months later, and he said it worked out. And we were very happy, you know.
Mm-hmm.
And, you know, he I guess they had like a 50-50 custody type thing. And when you ever seen him with his son, he was always a very good dad, you know. And I'm very happy that they were able to work it out, you know. But he was always a gentleman. You always seen him with his little boy, like you seen him now, you know. He's always been very nice. You know?
I'm going to drop a link. I need somebody come up. If you want to, don't feel pressure, but get up here. I can't. I'm having so much trouble with this mouse. I'm about ready to throw it in the garbage.
Oh, Harper's in here. Hi, Harper, sweetie. How are you? I didn't see Harper in here.
There we go. Okay. Maybe I get it now.
So
30 people in here and only 6 people chatting. Well, they must have been listening, but they still can chat.
Hi, Amy. Come on up, Harper, sweetie.
Let me tell you something that happened similar to that holding the door thing.
Okay.
When we go to South Carolina, we stop in Doraville, Georgia, which is right by Atlanta, and they have like an Asian community. And my son-in-law likes Japanese culture and my daughter likes Korean culture. So there's a place called H Mart, and there's probably 30 restaurants there.
Mm-hmm.
And it's a big market that has, you know, fresh fish and produce and just really nice place. But anyway, inside of that like big grocery store, they have like 6 restaurants in there. Okay. And so we always stop either on the way up or the way back, you know, and have lunch. Mm-hmm. And so we go and my daughter's in the line ordering, and I go over to the table, and the waitress came and was cleaning the table off for me. And I was getting the baby in the high chair and all, and these 4 other people come and sit down at the table. Like they didn't even acknowledge the fact that I'm standing there putting my grandbaby in the high chair, and that, you know, we'd been waiting to get that table basically. Yeah. And there was a large, and it was a 2-person table. It was a small little table. Mm-hmm. And there was a larger table a little bit, you know, down from there. Yes. And so I said to the one lady, I said, "Excuse me, I was going to sit at this table." And she says, "Well, there's a table over there." And I said, "You would be much more comfortable over there because there's 4 of you and this is a 2-person table. You know, I think you'd be more comfortable there." And she was like, "You're right. We'll move over there." And I'm thinking to myself, you had to have seen me standing there getting the table cleaned up and getting ready to sit down, you know. Yeah. Yeah. I'm like, okay, but no, you just come and sit here and I'm going to move, you know. Mm-hmm. I was like, oh my God. And then my daughter comes and she's like, why are you still standing up? What's the matter? And I'm like, because I just had to get people to move out of our table. Come and sat down. And she's like, well, why'd you let him do that? And I'm like, I was putting the baby in the high chair. I wasn't like, leaning over the table guarding it. I mean, I assumed people knew that's where I was going to sit.
Oh, Jesus.
But that's how I felt like, okay, they obviously didn't see me. I was invisible again.
Oh,
Hey,
Jesus.
Harper.
Hi, guys.
Hi, Harper. How are you, sweetie?
I'm good.
Oh, that's good. How was your day?
Long.
Oh, long. Yeah. So, anything exciting or?
I mean, yeah, my boyfriend, he makes it a point to, hi, Pixie, hi, everybody in chat, hi, Pixie Trooper, all you guys in the chat, Linda Marie, Amy, Savannah, sorry if I missed, I'm trying to scroll up to see if I missed anybody. Love to love God. I'm so bad about reading chat. I really need to get better at doing it.
You sound like you're muffled, sweetie.
Let me turn. My nose might just be a little stuffed up. Oh, Rick One Ball in the house.
Yeah, he was up on panel a little while ago.
Yeah, so good to see you. Haven't seen you for a while. He makes it a point to drag me out of the house, whether I like it or not, just to make sure that I'm getting out of the house. So he was a little worried about me. I'll just put it out there, because of last night and everything, and so because I was still watching stuff this morning on our drive into town.
Oh, okay.
Because up until even to where we go to a base that's near here, a
Yes.
military base, and even when we got to one of the places we were going,
yes,
I heard something.
Oh.
And because I feel that every little detail now is important.
Oh.
And has to be corrected, even though some people might think it's very silly. Hi, Carol. Hi, Iris Rainbow. And I understand some people might think, why is Harper being so nitpicky? Or it's because to me, I didn't correct those little details, and then when things were retold, they said, well, we heard that and you didn't say anything, and I'm paranoid now. I'm so ultra paranoid. So now when I hear somebody state something and there's the slightest thing that's inconsistent or incorrect, and I happen to hear it, I feel compelled to correct it. Because I'm so afraid if I don't, that I don't want it to be misconstrued.
Yeah.
I literally feel like I'm going crazy.
Oh, okay. I get it.
Yeah, so we didn't get home till late. So I really don't know what's happened.
I didn't watch YouTube today, so I don't even know what happened today.
Yeah.
After yesterday, I didn't want to even watch YouTube because
which is
over 24 hours, I just was badgered and I just couldn't handle another day of it.
Yeah, and that's fine. So I just spent the day out, and that's it.
Well, good. At least, did you enjoy the day?
Yeah, we do things at the base. Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays.
Mm-hmm.
If Mr. Harper took the day off, and so Fridays the thrift stores open on the base,
Mm-hmm.
and so we went there, have fun just looking around at all the stuff, see if we find any good finds or anything like that. I mean, it's just fun to look around in there, just then we, go to all the other places, then went to a bunch of other. Sorry?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, then we just piddled around. He just wanted me, I think, to stay out as long as possible
And away from YouTube.
and away from you, because I think he was real afraid of what was going on, what I would hear, yeah, so.
Good. Well, you needed a day out, some fresh air, away from everything and everybody, and you got to spend time with each other.
Yeah.
Good.
Yeah.
Yeah, good. I'm glad you enjoyed it.
Yeah.
Does your base have like a bowling alley?
It's pretty much, I've always described the base to people as a mini city. Like,
Okay.
if you were to be on a base and the base go into lockdown, there's pretty much everything you could think of there. Like, there's a bowling alley, a theater, a library, a vet's, like, everything you need is on a base.
Yeah.
So you only have to be somebody that was affiliated with that base that you can only go on it, correct?
Well, I have an ID card, so.
Well, that's what I mean. Somebody, an outsider can't just go on that base.
No.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Yeah.
I have a good friend that has a boy and a girl grandchild, and her husband is ex-military, and that's why there's a big Air Force base here, and so they're all the time, oh, we're going to the base to roller skate, we're going to the base to bowling, we're going, I'm like, wow, I'd love to go out there and just see all the,
Well, I didn't realize a base has that much. Wow.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, they have, and it, depending on the size of the base, like ours has 2 swimming pools, tennis court. I mean, everything you could think to sustain the daycare centers, schools. Some have schools on the base.
And they have medical too, don't they? Hospital and
some do.
Clinics or,
Yes. This one only has a clinic. The hospital is at a separate location.
Okay. But that's good. So you can go to the base and like really have a whole day. Do they have like stores on there too?
Yeah. Your commissary, which is like your grocery store, then the BX, which is your shopping center, then the Classic 6, which is cut into to like your garden center, then your alcohol sales. But inside there, I mean, they sell appliances, beds, furniture, garden. I mean, anything and like I said, it's meant to be where if that base goes into a lockdown,
just that you're fine. You can sustain.
Right. There's gas stations. I mean, everything that you need to survive is on a base. The person that is impaneled into the service, and then their dependents.
Oh, excuse me 1 second. It just said, and I know Living My Best Life only has so many hours live left. It said Purple is live if anyone wants to go watch. And I
Yeah,
know one of my best
I don't expect y'all to stay. If y'all want to go and watch that, go right ahead.
And I know you only have so many live hours left. So
yeah, well, I'm at 2 hours and 24 minutes, and I had 4 hours and 36 minutes, so I can go longer.
yeah. So you can save them at least for one day.
Yeah,
yeah. So you can save them.
Yeah, that'd be fine. If y'all want to go over there, we can go over there.
So at least save them 2.5 hours.
Okay.
Okay.
Before you end, Pixie Truther, I just wanted to tell you while you're in here that I do appreciate. I know you've always been very kind to me, even before all this, and I really do appreciate that you've always been very kind to me. And V, I am so very sorry. I wasn't aware that had also happened to you, and I am truly sorry. I'm very sorry that you also went through that same situation. My heart
goes live in 30 minutes.
truly does go out to you. Nobody deserves to go through any of that.
Well, she must have changed it because it. Oh, now it says 12:30. Okay.
Yeah, 30 minutes. Yeah.
Okay.
But
I'm sorry, Harper. Go ahead.
No, that's I feel so bad. I did not know that V went through a same situation. I wish if more of us had known and could have like leaned on each other.
Oh God, V, I didn't know. I am so sorry.
Yeah, had
wow.
been able to talk to each other if they had wanted to, or some people don't want to. It's a personal thing, but
yeah.
I feel really bad that V went through that alone.
Well, just like I'm gonna do the grief count or grief support group. We could do that kind of a support group for you ladies that come in here that, wouldn't mind sharing your stories. Because sometimes that's all it takes is somebody to lean on, like Harper said, and that might be something y'all want to, think about and see. But I also want to say Pixie Truther and V, also, both of you have been very kind to me in the comments and all. And I did not really know either one of you that well. I'd seen you in Purples, but I'd never really had conversations with you. So I am just so thankful for you. And I hope we become good friends.
Yeah. And I think that's great. You're doing that, and you're willing to do a privatize it where they can talk behind the scenes without other people hearing their stories.
Right. And I
think that's a wonderful, wonderful thing.
I would want it to be a small group and be, people that would be comfortable with each other. And we would do it as a private so that, nobody would have to worry about anybody else finding out about whatever they wanted to say.
Yeah.
Because I know it's kind of hard because you're kind of putting your whole life out there in front of people. And that's got to be difficult to do that. So hopefully it'll be, easier. Hey, Purple, we were headed over there and then we saw you went to 12:30.
And my heart goes out to you. And I think he's a very strong individuals. And I commend you for that.
Yes.
I really do. And Harper, I knew the story and how I felt about it. I've always commended you for that.
Yeah.
But I say at least now, nobody will ever hold your power. You hold it now.
Yeah.
You hold your own power. Nobody can ever hold it. Which I've always believed you held your own power anyway. And you know that.
Yeah.
So,
well, it's over. So.
My daughter is still at work. I'll be on when she gets home. Okay, because I was going to go ahead and end, and we were all coming over, but I have enough to go on another hour, so we'll do that. Harper, you should have been here earlier. I went live just on the YouTube, not on StreamYards, and my picture was horrible. They said it looked like I was in the Twilight Zone, like it was really
back
staticky,
the back when the TV, when you used to have the old TVs and you used to put the aluminum foil on the antennas to try to get it right. Do you remember them days?
What was that show? Not the Twilight Zone, but there was another one. It said you are entering. Oh God, I'll think of it right. I used to watch all those shows, the Twilight Zone, and then it was another one. It said, "Don't adjust your television screen. You are entering," and it would say the horizontal, the vertical,
I don't know.
the dark side.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So.
But anyway, and I couldn't bring anybody up on panel, and I couldn't get the chat part to work where I could see the chat, and I couldn't have dropped the link or anything if I had been able to figure that out, because I couldn't do the chat. And then I can't, like on the StreamYard, I can put videos or slides already in here to be able to play, but of course I couldn't do that over there either. So I'm like, yeah, this is not a good idea.
Yeah.
Oh,
So,
you know what though? For literally just starting out, I think you're doing amazing.
Yeah, you got it better down than a lot of people that first started out.
Well, I mean, I did, play over on the channel I have with Miss Norma, but like I said, we didn't have people come really, so I didn't really get to interact with people or put people on panel or do the chat or like that. So that's all kind of new to me.
Right.
But also, I wouldn't talk if she wasn't up there with me. Like for us to be talking together, I wouldn't say anything. So I have gotten over my fear of talking.
Hey, Purple.
Yeah.
My bestie. My sister from another mister. You're right, Carol. I loved all those like any kind of show like that growing up. That was like my kind of show. I would stay up because they would come on late back then. Mm-hmm. And I would be dragging butt the next day on a school day because I would stay up to watch them.
Oh, Carol's back in here. Carol, if you can, could you show me some pictures of some of the jewelry in the Discord? Since I'm in your Discord, so just show me some of the jewelry that you've made, please. I didn't know she made jewelry.
Savannah, are you okay?
What's the matter? Oh.
Or her emoji. I didn't know either. I missed the comments or. Oh, maybe she's talking to someone.
Yeah.
Oh, Purple. That's what I was actually okay. So when we were out today, I was telling Mr. Harper, I said, "Do you remember what popcorn we sent?" I said, because Purple said we sent popcorn. And I said, I don't remember because I was going to look while we were out. And he said, I don't remember. And so, do you know what kind it was? Do you happen to know? Because I literally don't even remember. Okay, you can send me a picture. Okay.
Popcorn? Is it like a caramel? I can't find caramel popcorn anymore.
I don't know. I apparently put a kind of a popcorn and sent it to her, and she really liked it. And I don't even remember, because I had just put a different stuff. And
I'm addicted to them cracker cookies, whatever that you sent them.
That
you sent Heidi. I've been buying them in the store, and I've been eating them up a storm. I just had a few minutes ago.
I'm afraid to say the name because I'm apparently not saying it correctly, but I'm not Dutch, okay? I did the best I could when I lived over there.
Miracle Whip. Who the hell eats Miracle Whip? Carol just says, I still want to know what Miracle Whip is.
They were talking about it.
Oh, they were?
Yeah. The difference between like Duke's mayonnaise and Miracle Whip. And like some people didn't even know what you would put the Miracle Whip or the Duke's mayonnaise in. Like they didn't know like about coleslaw.
Oh, the chocolate. Okay, that.
That sounds good. Chocolate nut caramel corn. Oh my God.
It's the brand. It usually comes out at Christmas. Do you remember the brand? And then I can look it up. Do you remember it's that brand that always comes out at Christmas.
What
Oh.
is it, Carol? Carol, it's kind of like a mayonnaise, which is to me like I don't know. It's not a mayonnaise. It is a mayonnaise, but it's not a
They
mayonnaise.
add a lot of sugar to it.
It's a lot. It's shit.
It's very sweet. But it's eggs and oil is what makes mayonnaise, and maybe some spices.
Miracle Whip is disgusting. Piss the truth, you're right. Hellman's all the way.
Well, I used to say Hellman's all the way too until I tried Duke's, and I actually do like the Duke's better.
I never heard Duke, so I couldn't even.
It's a Southern thing.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Oh, she kicked herself off.
Oh no! Come back!
Come back! Come back!
Don't leave us two nutters up here.
Yeah. No, I never heard of Duke's. I guess I can't knock it because I never tried it. But Miracle Whip, oh.
I love Duke's.
I can't say, I can't say yes or no because I've never had it, so.
Yeah, that's what we buy down here.
Yeah. Miracle, let's try to compare it to something. Cool Whip to
the can of the real dairy.
Of the real dairy. It's like trying to compare the two. It's just yuck. Amy, you never used any type of mayo whatsoever?
That's what she said, Amy.
Oh, yeah, that's right. She's a spitter, not a swallower. Amy, you know I'm joking. I'm sorry, Amy. I'm just joking. I swear. I just wanted to laugh. Something we haven't done in like 3 days.
Right.
Oh, God. Oh, God.
Y'all see that in chat? Iris said she would come and be up on panel and do some readings for us sometime.
She's amazing.
Yeah, because I guess V doesn't get to her thing on Tuesday or whatever. So V asked her if it was all right with me if she would do it over here, and I said, of course. And she said that we'd talk, so that's good. I'd love to have that happen.
She did my cards. She did 2 private readings with me. And only I would know these things. And my husband came through to her.
Oh.
And only I would know these things. No one else knows. And I was floored.
You just gave me an idea. You know how some of the channels do giveaways?
Yeah.
I could get with Iris and like pay her to do some private readings, and then y'all could win. That could be what I give away. A private reading with her.
Well,
I mean, she told me something only nobody in my family but me. And when she said something, and it was a reading like we were face to face, I was just like
blown away.
Yeah.
Lord.
I don't know how much she charges for her private readings, but I'm sure
if I remember correctly, it's been a while. And don't quote me on this, guys, please. And I don't want Iris to even think it was 25.
Yeah.
I think 20.
I don't know, but it would be well worth it, I think.
My father has never come through with anybody. My father came through.
Wow.
Living my best life.
Yeah.
I can't even remember now. My days are kind of running together, but I was talking about that book, The Gift of the Magi.
Right.
It's a very tiny, like for people that say, well, I don't really read, it's a tiny, tiny, tiny little book. But the concept behind it's a beautiful story. I'd be willing to buy some copies, and uh, I know people are funny about their address, but I could have them shipped directly to you. If and I'd love, because I truly believe reading is so important.
My
And
daughter and I do too.
right,
We're big readers.
yes, and that and that story is it's you can I know people say, well, but I the words are kind of big. It doesn't matter. Reading to a child, no matter what you're reading, and there's nothing wrong in that story. As
Yeah.
I
long
wanted to
as
say one more thing.
as long as you're reading.
Right.
I would when my kids were little, when we would go grocery shopping, I would read the boxes. I was just reading everything. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But I would give some copies to the books as gifts. I don't know if people would want them, but I just love.
I think that would be a wonderful thing, because I was thinking about that today. Other people have given stuff away or whatever, had giveaways, and I'm like, what would I give away? But I think that would be good too. But my daughter even had books on her for her registry.
I just wanted to say one thing else about Iris, if that's okay.
Yeah.
Iris was doing cards, and in the middle, it wasn't in the cards. She stopped doing cards, and it was a couple of people that came to her, of my relative that came to her. They weren't in the cards. That came to her. That was the scary part.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, how she reads the cards?
Mm-hmm.
It was, my husband came to her, my father, and then there was a few others that I'd rather not get into. But it wasn't like just her card reading. It was, I guess, people that had to get to me personally that came to her.
Right.
Do you know what I'm trying to say? So I guess if there's something to get through,
right,
they're going to, yeah.
That's what she says on when she does the oracle readings.
Yeah.
She'll say that if you hear this, and even though it's not your turn per se, it might be one of your spirit guides or one of your loved ones coming through.
Yeah.
And that's just the way they found to get that message to you.
Yeah. But this was like one-on-one. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, of course, if she's doing it just one-on-one, I can imagine that would happen. Yeah. I mean, I would hope it would happen, that you would get some connection.
Yeah. And I mean, she told me a couple of things that I went, no, that's not going to happen. Nope. And sure as shit.
Yep.
And I was just, and I called her, I texted her 3:00 in the morning one time.
Mm-hmm.
I knew she was asleep and I knew she wasn't going to look at the text. And she texted me back and was like, yep. And I was just like, oh my God. Like, wow. My grandmother used to do this. I mean, she was 99. She would have been 100 this past October. She died when she was 99. So like, she don't play. She's like not this type of person that reads cards and can bullshit. She's not a bullshitter. She's spot on.
Yeah.
She is spot freaking on. So, yeah. Mm-hmm. And she told me things only I would personally know, that she knew nothing about me and nobody would know.
Right.
Like I said, not even my own family. And I was just like, holy fuck,
Yeah.
So it was amazing. So yeah, she would be great to come up on panel to do.
Yeah.
She's such a sweetheart. She truly is a wonderful lady. She is always neutral, and that is the God honest truth. She really is. She's got a heart of gold.
Yeah.
No mean bone in her body. You know.
And I'm actually surprised that she said, she would.
Mm-hmm.
I hope that, she will, that we can work it out.
Yeah, if she says it, Iris will.
Yeah.
That's just how she is. When she says something, she does do it. She's that genuine. She's just a kind soul.
And that's the kind of things I want to do on my channel. I don't want to just be about me. I want to see what other people want to learn about, experience, and even just like having Rick come up here. I mean, I would love to have him come, and we could advertise that he was coming. He's hilarious,
Oh my God. And like I said, and he is another one that is truly, truly a nice man.
He is.
Yeah, he is truly. And like I said, how I met him, he is just like I jokingly said when he was going, I'm going to Disney World. And I said, oh, would you take me on a roller coaster ride? He did not forget that. He waited when the tavern went on and he got on the roller coaster and he took me on that roller coaster ride. I mean, he is just a genuinely nice man. And he was on not just him, he was on his like a whole family, like, grandparents, parents, cousins, everybody vacation. You know what I mean? To take the time out to do that.
Right, exactly.
He's genuinely a really nice man.
Yep.
Oh, I didn't know that. Georgia just said, Carol, I guess they call this a gift, being able to talk to the dead. Yes, it is. But like I used to get signs and I asked to be taken away. I get scared, and it is a gift, but also it if you could accept the gift, because it is kind of a scary thing at the same time. And I didn't know that you had that gift, and that is a great gift.
Yeah,
it is a great gift
and
because it makes people feel more. I know for me, it made me feel more comfort.
Yeah. And since I am going to be doing the grieving support group, Carol, that might be something that if you would be willing, that you might be able to come and talk to us about, how you believe that the spirits are there until they pass over, or how they're able to come and connect with us and things like that. Because I know I've experienced my dad's spirit since he's passed away. Mm-hmm. And I just think that would, be really nice. So think about that, Carol, and you can let me know if you think that'd be something you'd be interested in doing.
My dad died in 94 and I could never get him to connect. And all of a sudden, he connected when my husband died. And that was just last year.
Savannah, you connect with spirits too?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'm just realizing that. Well, see, Savannah, we could, and Carol said not, some people don't want to know and they don't, want to be involved. But those of us who would be interested, we would definitely advertise it as private, and it would only be the people who wanted to be there,
Yeah, but Carol just, Carol, I knew. Savannah just said, I don't do things to connect with them. It just comes when it comes.
Well, right. I'm sure that's
right. But if she was with us, somebody might come. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
If we were in that situation and we were discussing it, there's a possibility they might come.
They might come, yeah.
Yeah.
right.
Well, both of you think about it, and I am so open to doing something like that. I always, when it's time to sign up for Iris's readings, and my daughter will say, "Do you really believe all that?" And I said, "Well, I don't know how much I believe, but I like Iris and I trust her." So when she tells me something, is bad as happened is going away, and good is coming, I like that. She doesn't not tell me about the bad. I know I've had bad,
Savannah, I didn't know that. She said, if I open, they will not stop.
Oh.
Wow.
Oh.
Wow. Like I've had a little girl since I've been, I guess, 6 or 7 months old that has followed me all around. I've asked to not see her no more. And I don't see her. Everybody else sees her, and I don't want to see her. And Carol verified it for me along with somebody else, and my grandmother verified it for me. I just asked, she's with me right now. I just choose not to see her.
Yeah,
and
right.
Carol verified the same thing my grandmother told me. Mm-hmm.
Well,
she's somebody from my family way back when.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. And I didn't tell Carol that to nobody. I just said that my grandmother said, yes, she's, because my grandmother said, oh, she is here because, and nobody ever knew and blah, blah, blah. It's a long story. Anyway, Carol said it to me last week. She said she's from somebody in your ancestors or whatever. My grandmother had told me that. And I never said anything, but Carol said it, the same thing my grandmother told me, who always was able to read and stuff. So, and it was so weird because Carol said it when I was telling the story. So it's so weird that Carol said it. And I was like,
Savannah, is there something you can do when you feel like you have bad spirits around? Is there something?
Well, she just said, I won't sleep. They are bad here around me. I don't know what she means by that.
Savannah, and forgive me if I'm using the wrong term. I'm not knowledgeable on this, but can you exorcise bad spirits?
Oh, yeah, there are bad spirits. She said, I have 2 people around me now.
And they're bad?
That has to be like frightening when you can't like control something like that.
No, I don't believe they are bad spirits, Carol just said. I just asked why they are what they are looking for. Okay, give her time. When they tell me, I get them to the light. When they tell me, I get them to the light. I don't know. Give her a second. Because if you ask her questions, then she can't hear what they're trying to say.
Right.
So give her time.
I would think that would mean she helps them pass over.
Yeah. Because then she's listening to us and she's trying to hear them.
That must be sad because there's spirits that are just.
Some spirits do get lost. Yeah.
Yeah.
Some people don't ever cross over. I that's what I've heard. I don't know how true that is, but I've heard that.
My friend Norma that I have the other channel with, when they bought their house, they took a picture from the outside of the house.
Oh, yeah. Mm-hmm. Did you see them?
Yeah. In the window is a little girl. And when they got the pictures developed, they were like, who was in the house? Mm-hmm. But it's a little girl, about 6 years old. She died in the house of pneumonia. Mm-hmm. And she won't come downstairs. She only stays up in the upstairs.
Mm-hmm.
But she's not
an evil one. Mm-hmm.
She doesn't do anything. Basically, she's just there, but she looks out the window.
Okay, Carol just said at Savannah, if you practice and center yourself, we'll be able to block it out when it's not appropriate to channel. Okay, if they want to finish something left behind before death, it will finish them. I help them make peace to get to the light to guide them to the other side. Carol put Pixie, yes. Carol, I do that. Okay. So I don't know who these 2 people are around her right now.
That's real. That's got.
She hasn't said.
Again, I'm sorry if I'm using the wrong, but that I do find this very interesting.
I do too.
Yeah. But like she said, sometimes they want to finish something left behind before. Wait, if they want to finish something left behind before death, they finish. Then I help them. Okay.
I mean, I find it sad. Sad.
I wonder what that means, though. Like what she just said, if they want to finish something they left behind before death, how could they finish something if they're not here? Am I making any sense?
Oh.
Well, but like say that somebody.
Wait a minute. The spirits that are with me now are my dad and aunt that I called mom. Okay. What did you just say?
I was going to say, what if, say, like you buried money in your backyard and you didn't tell your husband where you buried it and you died?
Yeah.
You would want to contact your husband and let him know, hey, there's money buried in the backyard by the rose bush or something.
Yeah.
Chaos Queen.
Yeah.
Unfinished business. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. But how would you get them to know? If that person never goes to a psychic or whatever, how would
Savannah helps them? So maybe she, would be in contact with the person spiritually, or whatever. I don't know. That's why I'm interested, because I don't know.
Yeah, well, wait, I'm reading Savannah. She said, if it was an accident or someone killed them.
Oh, wow.
Just help them get the peace. And then Carol just said, this happened to my father-in-law there. What? Something gold nugget buried? Huh?
Yeah. He must have left 2 gold nuggets buried somewhere.
Okay.
And then Pixie Truther, money in the backyard, you're cute living.
My mother-in-law has been to many mediums and he has never told.
Wow.
Carol, can I ask you something if you don't mind answering, or if you know? If somebody commits S, does that mean that they automatically get stuck and can't cross over, or not necessarily?
I believe they still cross.
Do you guys realize how many different topics we talk about when we get on these lives?
No is the short answer, but there is a really long one.
Oh.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Misty said, in my opinion, Harper, no, I do not believe it.
I've asked Carol for a few answers and she really never, she gave me one answer one time and I can't remember what it was. Has she ever had any answers for me?
Oh, I just got a cramp in my foot.
You scared the shit out of me.
I'm sorry.
You really scared the shit out of me.
You know when your foot just like goes into a full cramp?
Well, because we're talking about something and I'm going, has Carol ever got something? You're like, ooh, and I'm like, what? I'm looking around my fucking house. I'm looking around my house. Well, when my husband first died, I had the remote control on my, I knew he was here. Remote control on my chair, to the back of the chair. And all of a sudden, the remote control flew off the chair and hit my wooden floor, and everybody heard it. And I had the camera on, so you saw me sitting here. Oh, honestly, Karen, my life has been so hard last while that I have not sent it enough to be open. Okay, I get that.
Hey, Rick, you're back.
And Iris tells me what my husband has done, and now I'm starting to take notice. And
Purple, just FYI, and I'm sorry, I'm not meaning to be rude, but I know everybody was interested, but Purple is about to go live in a few minutes.
Oh, okay.
Finish your thought, Karen. Then we'll go.
She had told me a few things that he was doing, and have I taken notice? And I went, no. She's like, yeah, he's done this, this, and this. And I went, no. He said, "We'll take notice because this is happening." And sure as shit, I forgot about it. And the last, I would say 2 weeks, I'm like, that son of a bitch. I didn't put that there. I know I put it there. And a few things happened again, and I noticed it. And exactly the same thing. And then a couple days later, the same thing. And I went, Iris is right. That's him. So, yeah, he's here every once in a while. And he's doing
Hi, Mrs. T.
stupid little things. So, it's just weird. But it's comforting.
Yeah.
You know. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. And Iris didn't know nothing about nothing. And she told me only I would know and my husband would know. And I just sat there in total shock.
Yeah.
I mean, word for word. And it was like, wow. She's good. She's very good. As a matter of fact, I'll be texting her soon for another one.
I don't know if I've ever had a reading from Iris, to be honest.
But she's spot on. And then there was one time she just turns around and I was so distraught that she cried and she said, Karen, you're going to have to calm down and come back because I can't read you right now. I was all over the place. Like I was all over. She could not. I was hysterical and everything. And she just, Karen, another day. Today's not the day. I was all over the place. So, and she was right. I was. It was just running my emotions in the cards and everywhere. So, and she'll tell you that too. If you're just like all over the place and your emotions are just running so high and you're all over, you can't get a reading. And I was beside myself. So nothing's going to come up, but just nothing but emotion, you know? So, all right. I guess you want to end this, right?
1 second.
Okay.
Mr. Rick Oneball agreed to come back as a guest.
Okay.
And we're going to schedule it in advance so we can advertise it.
Okay.
It's going to be so cool.
Well, I'm going to be calling him Rick Two Ball.
Okay. Well, whatever. Rick, however many balls he wants, he can have.
I used to call, and he can tell you, I used to say the reason he's Rick One Ball is because somebody's got his other ball in their purse. He'll tell you that. He'll tell you that.
He might be Rick No Ball because his wife might have them both in her purse.
Rick will tell you that. I've known Rick well over a year now. Rick, am I right?
Well, I'm
I
gonna
used to say that. I said, Rick, you got to be one ball because that other ball, somebody's got it in the damn purse.
I'm gonna hop down, you guys.
So he is now Rick Two Ball and me.
Thank you, living my best life, for having me up here. I adore you so much.
Well, thank you. I adore you.
You are a wonderful lady, and I thank you again for the other night. You went above and beyond for me, and I truly, truly appreciate it from the bottom of my heart.
Me?
Well, when I care about people, I care about them. So you don't have to thank me.
Thank you. All right, I'll say goodbye.
I'll see you at Purple's.
Okay, honey.
Okay.
Bye-bye.
Good night, everybody in chat, or see you in Purple's.